This is the day 2 coverage of the Freljord Cup clash. And surprisingly, game 1 opens with a Jhin Senna bot lane. That's gonna be Galio mid, Mordekaiser top, Zac jungle. They're up against a Sivir Alistar in the bottom lane. That's gonna be Lee Sin jungle, Maokai top, and pretty predictably a Veigar mid, I'm assuming. I don't see it going the other way around. Does appear to be a Veigar mid laner. So 2 minutes from now, we'll be entering the first game of the day 2 of Clash now. The date today is April 12th. And my Discord is super laggy. Super laggy. Yeesh. Yikes. That's okay. I think the lag got sorted out. A minute and a half from now, game will begin. Yesterday's Clash games following Team EZW, they've ended Clash at 6th place, which I believe it was a lose-win-lose that got them to 6th. The third game was really close. I think either team could have had it, but at one point there were just a series of unfortunate throws, and that just ended up costing them greatly. It ended up, Game 3 ended rather spectacularly yesterday as well. It ended when they weren't able to secure Elder, and they had this really long, drawn-out fight inside their own base against Elder Dragon, and it actually started out pretty favorably. They killed 2 people for nothing, but because Elder buff exists in the game, they just ended up getting wiped anyway. So it's very unfortunate, but a 6th place finish is still better than placing last. I don't think EZW has ever placed last in their entire career as a team. They have placed 7th twice, and they placed 5th, they placed 4th, they've placed 2nd and 1st. And with yesterday's placing of 6th, so now last and 3rd are the only 2 placements that this team hasn't had in the past. They definitely already seen quite a few Clash tournaments in their day, so they should be quite experienced with all this by now, and honestly, these champions are staple comfort picks for all of them. But the problem with comfort is that you never know when you run into something that can challenge you. When you lose on comfort, it's a huge blow to your morale as well, because then what do you even do? So we're going to get into game 1 here. Interestingly enough, the one thing that always bugs me about the Sivir splash on that splash art, I think back in League's inception, League had 2 different splash arts for all their skins. One is what probably everybody in North America or Europe knows, is the NA, I'll say NA version because it's the League of Legends actual Riot Games art department who drew them. But when the game was deployed in China and on Garena servers, they had separate sets of splash art artists. So splash arts look different in China than America when the game first came out. This was the case for like the first 2 or 3 seasons. And then they unified the splash art and everything looked the same. That Warrior Princess Sivir skin, I believe, is the Chinese art. Like the first iteration of that Chinese art. Because when they did the merge, they actually ported over a few skins as well. Oh no, this is the Long John early invade, but the Zac shows himself. They're going to run into 5 people. Even Horizon catches out 3. So many stuns going on. The Senna's in the thick of it. She's going to be taken down here for first blood. And it's going to be a total rout here for blue team. Double kill for the Sivir. That's going to drive the rest of blue team away. That's a very terrible start here. And in fact, both kills went on to the only person that you probably don't want to see those kills on, which is the AD carry. Not the best start, but it's not game losing. It's definitely possible to pull the game back from this state. In fact, I've been in way more situations where the game actually was won from this position than lost. We'll have to see, because the Sivir suddenly got such a head start to her lane. She's gonna come back with double longsword. Red team does an amazing metagame read here and actually counters that blue team invade. They invaded from a decently predictable angle as well. It's a really questionable decision as well for blue team to go in for that invade. I think they should have realized there's no way they actually beat this team at level 1, but they want more. Senna's coming in here for the level 1 aggression, but she forgot this Sivir has a double longsword lead. She's chunking out a lot more damage than she's taking back. The headbutt goes onto the Senna and Ignite goes down. Boomerang Blade, she will eat it all. Heal goes down, flashing away. She will just barely escape with her life, but that's overall a summoner deficit here for blue team. Only Flash is left on the Jhin, and the Sivir no worse for wear. When you get into this state of the game, you probably shouldn't be trying to force on the Sivir. You're not gonna get the element of surprise there. I feel like there's a pretty huge misread here on the part of blue team. You shouldn't be invading level 1 against Event Horizon and Alistar, and you definitely shouldn't be brush cheesing against an Alistar when the Sivir has Boomerang Blade, probably one of the strongest level 1 abilities in the game. Granted, it is Senna. Senna can get away with things like this for the most part because she does so much level 1 early trading damage. It's not enough when you're up against a double Longsword Doran's opener. Sivir started the game with 1,000 gold as opposed to 400. You just can't beat that. Did I say Senna? I meant Sivir. Sivir started the game with 1,000 gold instead of 400 for 500. Here comes the Alistar headbutt pulverized combo. Bot lane's not having a really good game so far, but the 4-shot prep for the Jhin. He's gonna root up this Sivir. The chain goes down. Senna gun takes her down, but she's out of the summoners. But one more shot will take it. The shutdown goes onto the Senna, and here comes the Zac for the gank. The Alistar super extended. He wants to get one back, but he can't get it. The pulverized taking down, but the stampede not enough to find the kill. Senna will live with a fraction of her life, and that's what I mean. It's very easy to pull that deficit back. And in fact, red team actually loses more out of it because those were shutdown gold going over due to Sivir's early 2 kills. And the jungler gank also reaps them quite a bit of experience. The answer here from red team is that Lee Sin is going to be sent into the top lane blue side jungle. He's going to clear that for himself. So now he's sitting at a pretty hefty CS lead. The Zac's going to return to his top side jungle to find it completely gone. But his call here is to do Raptors. Zac is amazing at killing chickens. The Lee Sin has counter jungled all of blue side, top side, and now he's going to make his way top lane for a gank. The Mordekaiser extended up quite a bit. This is not worth it. This is a pretty free gank here. Here comes the Lee Sin. He's gonna walk in, starting it off with the Tempest. The cripple lands, and now the Mordekaiser has to try to walk away. He pops up a shield, but it's not enough. Bramble Smash takes that kill. Maokai gets it. And Mordekaiser dies for a second time this game. The first being that very, very botched early invade. This is indeed the League of Throws. You get an early game, and then you throw your early game away. It is still favoring Sivir here in the bottom lane position. She's sitting on a Warhammer against a pickaxe, which is quite a bit more favorable towards the Sivir. The CDR early on also helps her a lot. She can Boomerang Blade a lot more, and she can Ricochet a lot more. It is quite taxing on her mana pool. Sivir doesn't really have the lowest mana cost in the game. The Galio's gonna punch into the Event Horizon, but he's gonna win this trade regardless. Veigar is running pretty low on mana, and Galio gets a pretty free lane against the Veigar for the most part. He is eating quite a bit of chunk on his way back. Veigar's gonna dematerialize some minions. But now it's a arms race at mid lane to hit 6. And in the bottom lane, it's a race to stabilize. The Sivir may have dropped a shutdown, but she dropped it to the support. The AD carry is still quite a ways behind his lane opponent here. And Maokai's going to try for another aggressive trade. Twisted advance, Bramble Smash. He's going to get pulled back by the Mord. The Mord can try to return some damage here, but it's going to get increasingly more and more dangerous. He pops his shield and wins that trade because Maokai laning sucks. Change my mind. In fact, it sucks so much that the Mordekaiser wants it. He's gonna drag Maokai into the Death Realm, taking him to Pound Town. The passive gets popped once again. The solo mace, the flash forward, killing him off. Solo kill to the Mordekaiser. That's going to offset the early laning deficit quite a bit. The jungler gank just completely gets turned around now. Now the Zac gets to play a little bit more free. Their bot lane has won a 2v2 after an early failed invade. And top lane has just found a solo kill. Lee Sin's call here is to indeed go for Dragon, but the Zac is winding up in the brush. He doesn't hit Veigar with the slingshot. Now he has to try to back off. Lee Sin and Alistar are coming. Alistar gonna start it with a headbutt polarized, but the Lee Sin Sonic Wave will miss. Zack has to try to run away. He does have blobs. He gets blobbed up. And now they're pounding his blobs under his tower. This is a little bit of an overextension. Lee Sin tries to kill a blob, but the teleport from the Galio will save the Zack's life. Zack will get to live, but it comes at the cost of his mid laner's teleport. For Galio, that's not so much of a big deal. It's still Galio. He can rotate with ultimate. Speaking of rotating with ultimate, he might need to very soon. Lee Sin's going to clear away the scuttle, and Alistar returns to lane. They're gonna go back to the 2v2 stance. And Lee Sin's going to clear his second set of buffs, which has just respawned. So far the game is looking pretty favorable here for blue team, because they were the ones who find the most. They were the ones who found the most recent set of advantageous plays. Momentum is a pretty huge thing, and they certainly have it in their favor, but they have to be careful here. The Maokai Twisted Advance follows the Zack, killing him off his own jungle. Zack greets for the blue buff and overstays, and that's going to result in his death. The Mordekaiser immediately rotates down for the Maokai, but Maokai is already out of there. Veigar will come up to try to secure his exit, but he doesn't really need to. Meanwhile, at bottom lane, the farm is still going on. Lee Sin is pinging out onto the red buff. They're trying to get bot lane priority so Lee Sin can safely make the steal. The red buff has just now respawned. The Zack is going to run back towards it. He's going to find the Lee Sin if Lee Sin takes any longer. How is he doing? He's almost done. He does get it now. And the Zack walks back. He finds a gong. He's going to slingshot over. He doesn't actually see Lee Sin throughout this. He was in the brush. And we're on the other side of the brush. So the Lee Sin accurately knows where the Zack is. He knows that he's gone to Krugs. What's his call now? His call is just going to reset in the banana bush. So never mind. Now the momentum is on red team side. It just kind of works like that. The Maokai, shoutouts to him, made a really, really good play, catching out the blue team jungler as he was doing his buff. And now Zack loses both his buffs. One to Maokai and one to Lee Sin. A buffless Zack is going to try for a gank, immediately winding up for a slingshot. The Silver is going to flash away. No attempt to spell shield. The Senna Wraith will land. Alistar is now level 6. He cannot break free from this. And he gets grabbed back by the Zack. The Dawning Shadow comes out to chunk him. Senna's going to flash forward. And the Jhin flashes forward as well. The Revolver chunks him down. One more force shot onto the Silver. Silver is going to eat the Deadly Flourish, which is spell shield. But here comes the curtain call. She needs to try to be spotted. But the Zack is going to sit on her and kill her off. Silver is going to die. And her name is legit toxic, so she's gonna be legit toxic if this game goes south for her. Galio's gonna try to make it out. The Sonic Wave Resonating Strike does land, but he gets taunted up. It's not easy to Justice Punch out of this, but he's gonna try it. It gets blocked out by the Lee Sin. Lee Sin's World Hop gets cancelled here. The Zack is gonna come in to reinforce. He's level 6. He doesn't have block form, but that's not gonna be needed. The Galio comes back in to reinforce the Zack, and the Zack finds a kill. Meanwhile, top lane, Mordekaiser kidnaps the Maokai into the death realm. One more hit will do it. He does get it. One more solo kill up there for the Mordekaiser. Did he pick up the Maokai's blue buff? The answer is no. He is buffless. The red team loses several critical kills throughout the map. Now, blue team is the one with the lead once again. And this time, they have a pretty firm lead compared to last time, where they were ahead like 200. Now they're ahead by 2,000. Increasing their goal lead by one whole magnitude. They are going to lose some plays down here. Alistar, however, did kind of mess up. He didn't demolish fast enough. The plate actually got lost a little bit. Like, they actually lost the plate and then he procced to demolish. And that actually reduces demolish's damage, because every plate that goes away on tower strengthens it. And demolish is not true damage. Mordekaiser is going to secure... Oh, he didn't secure the cannon. That was only 42 gold. But he's gonna get to freeze here. This wave is freezable up top. And if he freezes up against the Maokai, Maokai might find it difficult.
Did someone say just in time?
It is just in time. Welcome to my co-caster, 11 minutes into game 1. Now
yes,
before you come
nothing of value was missed.
Before you come in, I'm gonna have to take your predictions for today. The Santa's gonna get killed off here by the Lee Sin. What is your prediction?
I need to see the champ. I don't need to see the score. I need to see the champs.
Okay, so I will go over the match. Alright. The Jin's gonna channel up the curtain call, but firing one bullet, he cancels it immediately. But he will secure the Zack's escape. There's gonna be a teleport coming in. The flank is going down here for blue team. They're gonna try to make something happen. Mordekaiser is here. The mace goes down on the Sivir. Daunting Shadow chunks her out. The Sivir is burning down, but the Lee Sin will save her. Flashing forward, Lee Sin secures the kill on the Jin, but the Mordekaiser is going wild in the back. The bot lane from red team already drops to the ground. Double kill for the Mordekaiser, and the Lee Sin has to run away. He picks whatever he can and has to get out now.
Third place.
Third place. That is your prediction. We have locked it in.
Yes. That's a win-loss-win, right?
That will be a win-loss-win. Correct. The Galio is going to get stopped up by the Event Horizon. The Veigar is now 100 CS. First player in the game to hit it. Blue team secures the Ocean Drake. The Drake count is now 1-1. Cloud Rift sets in. The Event Horizon stops the Zack dead cold in his tracks. The Galio is gonna try to flex his muscles a little bit. He's made some pretty good rotates so far, but none really out of his lane yet. So as more mid-game fights break out, the near global presence of blue team might help them out here. Zack can engage from a very long distance away, and Galio can provide backup from a very long distance away. Both teams do have 2 teleports each, and right now it's still 1 teleport up against 1, both of them on the mid lane. Veigar will pop his, so now no one on red team has a teleport. Knowing this,
this is a very close game.
It is a very close game.
Oh wait, hold on, let me forward.
Knowing this, blue team might try to set up some plays here. Mordekaiser is in the tri-brush. He's going to clear out a few wards. Turret plating will fall, but thanks to the time that Mordekaiser spent on that teleport play, Maokai gets some alone time against Mordekaiser's turret. Maokai actually took 4 plates during that one push. So he's definitely got his money's worth out of it. But here comes the gank on mid lane. Veigar's going to be separated. Even Horizon stops the Justice Punch from coming through. And here comes Zack. He's stranded. He will grab the Veigar back. Veigar will Zion's and try to save himself. Only for a brief moment. But it doesn't work. He's not dead yet. Nobody's killed him. Oh no. He's going to get away here. And there's no teleport on the blobs. Veigar finds a kill on the blobs. A disastrous turn of events for blue team. The root will just barely stop the Lee Sin in time. Seems like the Senna will try to get herself out, and she will successfully live.
She just sidestepped the Q. Very well done.
There were just so many other characters piling on top of Veigar that blue team couldn't click on him. That's a very rare problem, but it does occur. Jin's gonna reload, and he has to back off due to the Alistar. He's gonna pop a curtain call. The cow is gonna try to tank some shots. The Sivir is stepping, stutter stepping. Walk together now, and Alistar is going to tank all 4 shots and live. Lee Sin is stealing away the Krugs. He's in very close proximity to the bot lane. He might try for a dive here. The Sonic Wave will not connect, and now Jin knows he's not alone down here. He needs to try to get out. The Alistar is going to force the engage on him. Very far overextended is this Jin. He's going to get dropped. And here comes the Galio ultimate. It's going to find the knockup onto the Lee Sin. The Lee Sin has to try to run away. The Justice Punch will follow through and kill him off. The Zack flashes forward. Blue smites on the Sivir. She's slowed down. She's got nowhere to run. Double kill for the Galio. They turn the gank around, but the AD carry drops. Umbro Glaive is going to disable a ward here for the Senna. They're going to continue to push down bot lane.
That was an incredibly costly rotation, though. As you can see, Veigar just took the mid-outer for it.
Yep. It seems like that's been the common thread here in this game. When blue team makes a favorable play, red team immediately counters it by taking towers or taking plays or getting enough gold that it fully negates blue team's rotation. They do find more kills in the trade, but they actually fall behind in gold now. Red team is much more efficient at making money.
And we can see the Veigar is farming up the storm.
Oh yes. He's getting very strong. The Augment Veigar is a very strong pick. Glacial Augment is such a strong keystone. It's borderline unbeatable in mid game. The amount of slow you can provide from it is crazy. The Mordekaiser's gonna be up here in a 1v2, but the Zack's gonna come up to help him out. The Elastic slingshot over the wall. The Zack actually engaged on the Vigar. The Maokai gets pulled in for a 1v1, but meanwhile on the other side, the Lee Sin has tried to make his way down here as well. The Jin finds the Vigar here, but does he secure it? The Galio will take it instead. Maokai survives the death roll, and he's gonna slowly crawl away. But as this whole play is unfolding, Sivir is getting free farm in bottom lane. Whenever blue team tries to make a play in one lane, it seems like red team is just being outmanned and still not being disastrously lost. They have the Sivir push out a few more waves bottom. She gets some income for herself. Still not as rich as you think she would be. Just barely tied with CS against the Jin. But blue team will secure the Herald. They get an advantageous map play for themselves, and now they need to crash this against mid turret. That is the one tower differential you cannot afford to have. They're gonna try to catch a wave here, but they leave a cannon away. Trying to grab that cannon might cost them some time. Cloud Drake is up in 3. They can't go for the wave. They have to try to go for the Drake. Lee Sin's gonna start it off. They know they're there. Both teams know that this is going to be a fight that's going to be broken out. The Herald gets the point mid, but the Vigar is going to try to catch it. The Alistar is going to try to buy some time, but here comes the Slingshot trying to catch him out. The Alistar screams and becomes immune to CC for one brief moment, but that's not enough for the Sivir, who dies behind his back. He's going to try to stopwatch or buy himself some time, but it's not enough. 5 man strong. They kill the cow and turn him into beef, and now they're going to start on the Cloud Drake. On the side, Vigar's gonna come in. Event Horizon Cage locks down 3. But here comes the Zack. He's found and engaged onto 2. The Maokai Roots tries to delay them, but it's not nearly enough. And now Maokai in a 1v5 situation. He needs to try to walk away. The Dragon goes back to his hiding spot. He just gets to watch this battle unfold, and Maokai is gonna slowly burn down in the midst of 5 people. Lee Sin is still trying to make the steal happen, but there's no vision for him in the pit. He has no idea the status of this dragon is. The Galio is gonna chase him away from the scene. The Mordekaiser gonna find a word, gonna kill it off, and the blue team will secure this Drake. They find the team fight. They secure the Drake, and they find the advantages for themselves. Lee Sin's gonna try to overstay for a blue buff, but Galio's quick on the draw. He stops him from his shenanigans, and now he's being forced away. Blue buff will survive here for blue team. Scuttlecrab is going to be the next call here, but here comes the catch. The Lee Sin never reset. He's staying for so long. The Sonic Wave, he's actually come back in. He tries to burst out the gym, but he gets kidnapped by the Mordekaiser instead. Mordekaiser takes him into the death realm. There's no blast cone for you in the world of the dead. And now he's just going to be stranded and killed off by the Jin.
That felt incredibly unnecessary. I mean, he ran so far and he was out of danger, and then went back in for virtually no reason at all.
The Zack is gonna be locked up here by the augment, but the Galio ultimate is coming down. Zack is playing very far forward. This is gonna be another team fight, but blue team didn't get the time to properly reset. Can they still win this here? The Galio is being locked up by the Event Horizon. The Maze comes down from the Mordekaiser. They find 2. They find the taunt on the back line. The Alistar and the Sivir will both die. The Justice Punch comes through. The cow gets punched up in the air. The Senate gonna try to gun him down. The Zack is delaying him. The fight is going on in the back, and the Jin finds the Vigar on the side. Once again, it's a total ace. Lee Sin respawns to find the rest of his team dead, and this team just went from bad to worse for red team. Remember when the kills were even?
Remember, we were complimenting their rotations, and then they decided to just
Not
run
do
it down in 2 team fights in a row.
I cannot believe they fought blue team twice in a row and lost both times, and blue team didn't even properly reset in between. Look at the Jin's mana bar. That's pretty telling of how long he's been out here. And now they finally get to secure their blue buff. The Galio is gonna take it for himself. Very good game here from blue team so far, and now red team finds themselves decidedly on the back foot. Although I will say, for a game that's 21-9 in team kills, the gold lead doesn't reflect it. You think the kill is only like 5 behind or something. But you see red team definitely has a very scattered engage, as the chat points out here. Vigar was mid clearing Herald during the entire dragon fight and just stacking, and Maokai had an extremely delayed teleport. So back during that dragon fight, Maokai and Vigar just didn't join until the end, and they got caught out. But here comes the teleport onto the top.
Vigar was mid because the Herald was.
Yes, that's precisely why. And here comes the catch on the Sivir. The Senna gonna try to solo her out. The Sivir can't take the fight against his support. The Mordekaiser tanks all of Vygar's damage, and now he's kidnapped him. The damage is gonna come down hard and fast. He's being kidnapped up, and the Vygar actually kills him off in the Death Room in that 1v1. But he respawns with the Senna, immediately killing him off. The Maokai is gonna be the last survivor here. He's gonna try to run away, but he can't get it. The Zac is chasing down a cow. The Blob wants the cow. The Blob's not gonna get the cow. He's still trying to get the cow. He gets pulverized up instead, and here comes the giant statue man. He wants beef as well. He hasn't eaten protein in months, and he finally kills off the cow. He becomes godlike. Jin finishes off the enemy red buff with a 1200 crit, and now the call for blue team is Baron. Very streamlined rotation here. Red team died right outside the pit. Baron gets to witness all this carnage and then participate in it. They're gonna go for the secure. Lee Sin's not even trying to save this buff. He's just gonna go farm elsewhere and let it go. It's a very slow Baron, just because Senna and Jin doesn't really have that much sustained DPS against a large creature like this. The blue orb does spot them out here. Lee Sin finally, quick on the drug, he's gonna come in. Is he gonna get over there? He does get it! He steals it with the smite! And now red team holds Baron Nashor. The blue team took a year to kill that man. And here comes the Galio, can be tied down by the Maokai. Maokai will kill off the Galio here, and Mordekaiser in the backline smacking away the Sivir. He kills her off in the Death Realm. In the middle of all of red team, they just cannot stop him. But right now, red team is the team wearing Baron. Dawning Shadow comes through, chunking out Vygar's health as well. Vygar's gonna die to the first shot from the Jin. They steal the Baron, but at what cost? So few people wearing purple. Immediately after everything had transpired, the cow is gonna die as well. One Baron buff remains on red team, less than 30 seconds after securing it. Maokai is the only player left with Baron. They steal the Baron, so they stave off disaster. Like, they can't push. Blue team will find it very hard to siege on them, but at what cost has this Baron landed them? They just lost so many people yet again. The kill score is 28 kills to 11. Once again, the gold lead hasn't been really blown open despite this kill differential. Just because red team is still coasting on their early plate advantage and their early push advantage. But blue team, far and away, has a superior team fight. In the past few team fights, the Senna has just been soloing out the Sivir, and that's just on the promising side for your AD carry. In fact, when you look at red team, the only really strong member right now is the Vygar here, and Vygar is very prone to getting jumped on by so many tanks sitting on blue team. He's strong enough to fight. He has a Twin Shadow, he has a GLP, he has the mid-game spike with Augment. But he doesn't have Hourglass. And his positioning in these fights so far haven't really been stellar. So if he gets caught out here, I don't think red team can win a team fight. Red team is gonna go around and farm up for a while. They do have one Baron buff remaining, but right now they choose to do nothing with it. It is very risky for them in their current position to push out. So they're just gonna hold the one Baron buff they still have, try to make some side pressure happen, but they're not gonna try to commit to a fight. They know that right now they can't possibly win fights in their current condition. It's not gonna happen for them. The tree is gonna punch away a ward, but they spot out the tree top lane. Are they gonna force anything here? Blue team does have the long distance engage they need to force things. There's no objective spawning for a long time, and it seems like the call right now is for blue team to make a full rotate to bottom lane. Welcome back.
What did I miss?
You missed the Baron steal.
Damn.
The Galio's gonna punch the cow. The cow was standing on a ward all this time. He's gonna try to get rooted up, but the Senna Wraith actually misses him. The Deadly Flourish will not. The Zac is still jumping around in the backline. The entire damage from red team is being zoned off by one giant slime ball. And the ball is gonna jump in for the cow as well. The Galio is gonna come in. The statue taunt is going through. Two-man taunt lands, and the Lee Sin taking so much damage. He warhops to get himself out of there. And right now, the red team core is finally joining the fight after blue team chased their support all the way to the other side of the map. You can see the comments. You can see the problem here. Red team can't engage in fights. There's just so much beef on the front line sitting there. Vigar has to try to run away. He's really the only one with damage. Senna can flash over. Make that 1 kill for the Senna. Might have been got 2 for the Maokai. Getting caught out with a 1v4 in the brush. Silver and Lee Sin are the last 2 survivors. He's surviving for a long time, but that's not enough. His team just doesn't have the damage. They cannot participate in fights, and they're just free pickings here for blue team. Lambs to the slaughter, or cows to the slaughter in this case. They're gonna try to make this push happen. Baron be damned. They're gonna make this happen regardless. But what does red team really have to stop them? Nothing in particular. Red team's gonna lose their inner turret here. The inhibitor is next on the chopping block. The Lee Sin's gonna try to make a play happen, but he doesn't have anything. He has the word. He has the flash kick. He can try to kick somebody out of position, but Senna's wearing a veil, so the only really viable target is Jin. But even if he kicks back the Jin, they can't really find a kill here. He lands some Poco's Sonic Wave, but can't really do anything. The Galio doesn't even get chunked from that. They're gonna reset, grab a buff on their way out, and red team just meekly poking their head out of the hole that they dug themselves in. Right now, they just can't make positive plays happen. It's not favorable for them. Blue team goes for a reset. They're gonna line their pockets up with even more riches than before. The next set of objectives is coming up fast now. 40 seconds for Baron Nashor. A minute for the Cloud Drake. Blue team wants them all. This is gonna be the soul. This is gonna be another Baron that hopefully won't be smited away. Red team has to pick. They can't secure both. They might not secure any if blue team is quick on the objective control. Although the problem was displayed last time blue team was at Baron. They just take so long to kill Baron with this team that Lee Sin, despite farming for the first half of Baron being killed, actually still made it in time for a steal. And now it seems like the call for red team is gonna be the Drake. They don't want to give up this soul. Baron has spawned, but nobody's positioning on the top half. Red team has arrived, but Vigar's still farming. He's not in this fight. Vigar's recalling. This is not the time to go back, my friend. You have to try to make it back. He does have the teleport, but there's no safe place for him to teleport to. Senna's gonna shut out all the wards here, and now when they're starting Dragon Blind, you have to just try to run it back. Vigar's just gonna slowly walk back. The Twin Shadows comes down. Lee Sin has to try to jump in. They're not going to jump in time. They find the engage, but only after the dragon has died. The Alistar is in the middle of everybody. The Maokai is tying up the Senna, but in the back, the Zac is creating so much space. The Vigar has already died. The Maokai is going to burn down. And meanwhile, in the actual team fight here, the Zac gets blobbed up, but nobody else is dying. The Galio is not even lost half his health. The Alistar is going to die as well. The Lee Sin is the last survivor. He's going to run away with almost no health. Deadly Flourish finds him. Curtain Call comes down. The first bullet is enough to chunk him out, and the Bomby's burn finishes him off. It's a full-on ace, and blue team wears a soul. They're gonna run it down mid lane and claim their first victory, moving on into the upper bracket of Freljord Cup Day 2. A decisive victory for the most part, despite that horrendous early game. Despite that absolutely horrendous early game, they find it. So while they won decently fast, let's actually go back and take a look at some of these early game fights. So the first fight we're going to look at is this one. Before minions even spawn, blue team is going to try for this invade. Now, I asked this before and I'll ask this again. Why the hell are they trying this invade against stuff like Pulverize and even Horizon? I don't think Senna Q by itself can secure them the win here. They do have a very weak level 1. And now they're going to walk face first into 5 people. This is a giant CC chain and it's a total rout. And they just all get picked off. So this is a really bad way to start the game. You give the Sivir 2 kills just to start the game. It's a free donation. She's gonna back. And when she backs, she's gonna come back here and she bought double longsword. So right now she starts the game with essentially 1200 gold instead of 500, which is imba. That's really strong. And the Senna comes here, heals up the Jin and says, okay, that's just luck. Let's try this again. So Red team is gonna go for the classic leash, and once they finish the leash, they're gonna walk in. But unbeknownst to them, blue team has set up an ambush for them. But here's the thing about the second ambush. You're now fighting a Sivir that has spent 1200 gold versus your Jin's 500, and you're still fighting into Pulverize. So this is not going to be favorable for them. This is really fast paced. I'm going to slow down a little. They're just going to be run back by this entire team. And the Ignite comes down. The Senna almost dies. They blew almost every summoner here. You lose the Ignite, you lose the barrier, sorry, you lose the flash, you lose the heal. And on this side, you barely lose anything. So at this point, you look at it and it's going, oh man, game's over, right? Like, how do you come back from this? But somehow, they find it here. So, let's just scroll forward by a little bit more. So now it's about a minute into the lane. So people have regen back up or just drank enough health potions or eaten enough cookies to get back up here. So now they're not so terrible. They're being pushed into their turret, sure. So let's fast forward. That's gonna be a Heba power to start it. Jin's really low. He's been taken out of the fight already. But here comes the double root and the fourth shot. The Alistar just cannot play protection details. His cooldown is so long early game. Senna gets a kill on the Sivir here. And then suddenly,
questionable flash.
That entire early game lead completely erased. It's just not favorable for them at all. And then 8 minutes in, you're gonna have another sequence of events here. So this is once again gonna happen down bot. Here comes the gank. The first gank's gonna come through. He gets headbutted back immediately. No root, but the Cal's gonna get caught out here. The Cal's gonna die. Dawning Shadow, super huge damage. And just looking at this, you wouldn't think that red team is the one who got 2 early kills here. Santa's gonna find it. Nope. The curtain call, not gonna find it. But here comes Giant Blob. Sits on him. So just these early fights, finding the advantage for them. And then we're gonna look at one more thing here, which is in fact the Baron steal. And then we're gonna see if they move on to the next game. So blue team's right here, starting off Baron Nashor. And you can see red team, they just freshly got aced. 2 people have just respawned. Lee Sin's walking out of the space now. Sivir still clearing mid. Baron's at 8,000 because guess what? These 3 champions are garbage at killing Baron. They just don't do sustained DPS against it at all. Lee Sin's farming wolves. And now he's like, I wonder what blue team's doing. Oh, maybe they're doing Baron. Oh wait, they are doing Baron. So now we got into a point where the Barons dropped down to 2,000. Lee Sin finally realized he should do something. Actually walks past the Justice Punch. Justice Punch goes into a wall. 200 health left, 47. He's gonna flash over, mashing the Smite key along the way. But here comes the rest of the fight. You say, okay, Lee Sin's suicide dove in. He secured the Baron buff. Let's just get out. And then what does this team do? They're gonna let a Mordekaiser walk up to them. Sivir gets kidnapped immediately. Veigar Qs nothing. Mordekaiser is no longer in the corporeal realm.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the Veigar was a Pega.
And then he's gonna walk in, start clubbing down the Sivir. Even Horizon doesn't really last that long. She's just gonna die in the death realm. And then Alistar kicks him
run
out.
away, but Veigar's like, "Well, I'm gonna go in again."
And now he's like, "Oh, I want more."
Yeah, normally you would think, "Oh, let's run away now," but Veigar's like, "I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna go back in."
And then he just gets killed off, and then the Cal dies as well. So now the tree only one was Baron buff, so the steal might as well not have happened at all. They only delay the inevitable, but do not fully reverse. They do not fully reverse it. We're gonna get ready for the next game here. Actually, they're still scouting for a clash, so it's taking them quite a long while. Seems like they won decently quickly, so now if they move on into the upper bracket, they cannot place any lower than 4th place, which is already better than yesterday. This is also why I kind of hate single 11 brackets like this. Just the fact that every game, like the games become less and less meaningful as the game goes on because the placements get narrower.
I mean, theoretically, this is why nobody does games for 7th, 8th, and things like that.
Yeah,
Theoretically, if you lose, you should just leave and be out.
yeah, it's not worth. I mean, if this was like an actual tournament and people are playing for money, seventh ace usually gets the same prize pool. Like you don't even play that game.
Same. All of them get the same, like 7th, 8th, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. All of them get the same prize pool.
They all get the same prize pool. Like you don't even play those games.
Nobody wants to watch people fight for 5th or 6th place, right?
Yeah, that's true. All right, going to this next game.
The idea behind it is nobody would really want to pay for Clash if they just went in, lost once, and then that was over.
So,
at least there's some stability in saying you're gonna play 3 games.
We see here in game 1, EZW returns to their tried and true team comp of tanks. And I guess a Juggernaut.
This time it worked. It worked because they still had damage. Mord has a lot of damage. Senna, Jin have a lot of damage.
Senna, Jin has damage. Mord has damage. Galio has damage.
And B, their engage was insane this game.
Right. And also...
And C,
red
team's positioning was shit.
Yeah.
The red team's positioning was so bad.
They definitely lost a lot of fights where they had no business losing because at that point in the game, they had momentum for a long time. But the mind-boggling part to me is still just the fact that your Sivir starts the game with 700 extra gold and then still dies in the 2v2. There's that sequence of events where she just gets roots chained by Senna Jin is inexcusable. She didn't spell shield the correct thing. She gets rooted up twice, eats a first shot to the face, and Alistar's biggest problem is always his cooldown early game is so high that once you use your headbutt pulp to go in, you just get to sit there and watch as they do whatever they want to your AD carry for like the next 10 seconds. So we're gonna wait until they get into game 2, but so far, let's chat about some random stuff, I guess. What topic do you have for Mimo?
Let's see. So I made it to Legend. I've been playing Troll decks.
You did make it to Legend on Hearthstone, and I made it to Gold in TFT, even though I don't rank.
Excellent.
I'm looking forward to the next TFT patch. Which of the 2 new galaxies do you like more?
The trade sector for sure.
I looked at the getting level 5 gives you a Force of Nature galaxy, and they're just like, oh cool. I think it actually benefits protectors because protectors like to stay at 5. When you stay at 5, you can hyper roll for Sinja and Rakan. Speaking of Rakan, they reworked him.
Did they?
Yeah. So now his ultimate comes up faster now, but it also the radius has been shrunk by one hex, so he can't knock up like an entire team anymore.
Mm-hmm. I see. Excellent.
But based on PBE playtesting, it seems that their consensus is that this is a Rakan buff in the context of protectors, because he just gets to use his knockup a lot more often now. Like the radius shrink doesn't really matter. Yeah. And also, the change I'm really looking forward to in the next 10.8 patch for TFT, they nerfed tier.
Oh.
I actually kind of look forward to this because I hated how you couldn't really play mages unless you had just a billion tiers on you. Because
but how does nerfing tier make that better?
Because then you don't get immediately dominated by anybody else who found 4 tiers and you just didn't. Because now they nerfed tier, so tier has 15 mana instead of 20. So now a Valkaz with 2 Seraphs still has to auto once before he can ult.
This seems like an overall nerf to Star Guardian and Sorcerer comps.
They did, however, buff Shadis, and I think that's the hypest buff in the patch for me. Although when I watched a patch preview, they said that there's a very high likelihood that they'll actually pull it tomorrow and it wouldn't make it into the next patch. The fact that Chalice can give mana to yourself. So in a lot of ways, it's actually a better Seraphs. Especially in the context of Star Guardians.
Isn't it only like 10 mana?
20, right? It's 20.
Seraph's like 40, right?
No, Seraphs is once you cast a spell, you gain 20 mana back. But Seraphs gives you 40, or I guess 30 mana now.
Because the nice thing about Seraphs is on Syndra, she just ults repeatedly without stopping.
Yep. I believe Seraphs gives you back 20. But the stat itself gives you like 2 tiers worth of stat versus 40 starting mana or 30 next patch.
I just want some kind of mage comp to be viable. That's all I want.
They did add more chase comps in the next patch as well. So, Cyber's chase comps are in, Darkstar chase is in, Sorcerer chase is in, Infiltrator.
What's the chase comp?
So like things that you normally cannot get unless you have Spatulas, like 9 Blade Masters, which is in the next patch. So during this intermission, I'm actually gonna do something. I'm not sure if I'll because I do need to go do something for like 10 minutes. But I don't want to stop the recording.
So just oh.
You want to just sit here and talk for stuff for like 10 minutes and I'll be back?
Okay.
Just to keep the air flowing?
Okay, sure.
Alright, I'm gonna reveal the footage and see what the hell you're saying. But I will be back in 10 minutes.
Hello, Logan Street. Mandy, what are you up to these days?
I've been just watching Gotham, like the last season.
Oh, nice, nice. I never started that show. What's good on Netflix these days? I heard Tiger King is good on Netflix, but I didn't see.
Apparently, it's very redneck.
That's what I heard as well.
Very American. Very American.
America.
Very America.
Okay, so Andy and team are still scouting for Clash.
Such a long
And
scout.
there are 9 more minutes until Logan comes back.
I wonder what kind of team comp they're gonna go this time.
Alright, let's do our predictions. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. Alright, tank jungle, tank mid, tank top, with Senna, Jin, 80 carry.
That's since Senna's not banned.
It's probably if Zach's not banned, it's definitely Zach, but Zach's probably gonna get banned. Galio never gets banned, so they're gonna go Galio mid for sure.
Mm-hmm. And it's always like the either Ezreal or Senna. Which I'm glad it was not Ezreal to this game.
Thank God, finally.
Because as Logan always says, we're tired of watching Ezreal.
Alright, no, it's gonna be an Ezreal. It's gonna be an Ezreal Leona. Yeah, probably an Ezreal Leona, I think.
Yeah, I think he went Senna just because Senna wasn't banned, and maybe Ezreal was banned, but
No, they never banned the Ezreal.
probably just because Senna wasn't banned. So Addy was like, I'm gonna mix things up. What did you do today, Mo?
I was gonna go to Costco to get a Costco membership, but they're closed for Easter Sunday.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I just played some video games. The usual. I played God of War on the PS4.
Oh, Pog.
Great game, great game. Oh, and played some classic Hearthstone.
Into Hearthstone grind.
Classic Fiesta. I'm also waiting. I'm waiting for the Trump stimulus package. It should come next week.
What is the package?
They're giving everybody money
No.
because of coronavirus. They use the money to buy a gaming PC.
What? What's
So
that?
no longer scuffed. Hey, I'm helping stimulate the economy here.
That's true. You're right.
I'm sorry for the forced absence, but I have returned.
Oh,
welcome back, Logan.
So
We're
luckily,
holding down the forts.
thank you so much for that. I genuinely appreciate it.
well, Mo was telling me how he's getting a gaming PC.
Oh yeah. You're saving up for it, right?
Yes, I am.
But he's also using the stimulus
I'm
pack.
waiting for the Trump stimulus package to come in.
You're gonna buy a gaming PC for $1,250.
A little bit more. I have some more money saved up.
That doesn't seem very high end.
But you know what? That pack helps
You can
him.
build. You could build a decent. I was looking around.
Yeah, for sure. You could build a
16, 17.
You could build a really good rig for less than 1,500.
I got one in mind for like 1,600. But that's USD, not Monopoly money.
Monopoly money.
Did you know there's more Monopoly money than real money?
Probably. Are you still scouting?
They're in Champ Select. So
nice.
I'm glad I didn't actually miss their game. That would have been disastrous. Happy I made it back in time.
We're talking about how we're probably gonna see a Senna again. But if Senna's banned, we're probably gonna see Ezreal.
Oh yeah. Like there's gonna be there's gonna be a Senna or an Ezreal, unless the team just outright bans both of them. Then bot lane might get interesting. Because it's either going to be Ezreal plus Leona, Nautilus, Tahm Kench, or there's going to be Jhin Senna. There's no other possibility. Anything else I don't consider as a comfort bot pick for them. And that actually might be really detrimental because EZW is actually very bot-centric. Despite a lot of their plays not happening at bot lane, they rely on their bot lane to actually win games. If the bot lane falls behind, they usually do not win.
Because nobody else does damage except the bot.
And also, their shot caller is the ADC in this team. So, when your shot caller falls super behind and your shot caller is an ADC, which is why most pro teams never do this. They never put their shot caller as the ADC, just because you don't really get to call the shots in a lot of situations from that role. It's a very awkward. It's a very awkward combination.
It's true.
It's very common for like most esports teams to not put their, like in shooting games you call them the fragger or like entry fragger or something. No, not the entry fragger. That's not the carry, but like they're
top fragger, right?
Yeah. You don't make your top fragger the shot caller. In MOBAs like Dota, you don't make your position 1 the shot caller. In League, you don't make your ADC the shot caller. Because generally there's a lot more things they have to be aware of than shot calling. And ADCs typically live in their own bubble, even more so than top lane.
It's true, because top lane has to like pull out some teleports, you know?
ADC just farms all game and then, suddenly there's a Herald in my lane. Like, what happened? It's generally there are generally other roles that have more global impact, and those are typically the roles that get assigned to call the shots. So definitely it's definitely a very strange thing for your main carry player to be your shot caller, and that's actually the dynamic this team uses. And you can definitely see it too when bot lane falls behind for this team. Oftentimes they just run around kind of looking lost, and sometimes they
Also, Angie's mental goes boom.
and sometimes they make plays that definitely 100% don't work, like solo plays or just suicidal plays, and those happen typically without a shot caller's consent, and that's when the game kind of starts falling apart. When bot lane loses their hold on the game, the team kind of collapses.
Yeah, Annie's mental.
The mental boom is strong here. Now, to fulfill the prophecy, they do need to lose this game.
Yes.
And then win the next one. Do you think their opponents will be too much for them? We don't even know who their opponents are.
But I predict yes.
I do wish you could assign like a coach position to your Clash team, so that I at least get to see their matchups, but I don't.
They could just stream it for you.
But if they're streaming it for me, I can't be sitting here casting. So apparently, Clash Champions Tier 2 boosted monkeys. So congratulations to Team Boosted Monkeys. There's a lot more winners here in
Easy win versus Boosted Monkeys.
I don't think these are past winners.
Okay.
I'm gonna search teams. I'm gonna search EZW. No teams found. No teams found. No teams found. Okay. Cool.
Do you know what tier they're playing in?
This is a tier 1 team.
This is a tier 1 team.
The tier is determined by the average rank of all of your players, and these guys are all high plat or diamond. So this would be a tier 1 team. Although I will say, looking at the quality of these games, some of these tier 1 games are easier than the tier 3 games we play. When I'm in this team, because I don't rank, I average out the team tiering to be tier 2 instead. We have way harder games than tier 2. Tier 2 teams actually rotate. Tier 1 teams just kind of fall over and die. Maybe people weren't kidding when they said that plat players all suck.
Maybe the games are hard because you're in them.
I choose to acknowledge that possibility, but then entirely dismiss and ignore it in conversation. But Platinum is also like the division where it's stereotypically a ton of solo players. Like, I don't think it would be entirely controversial for me to say a team of 5 goals might have better teamwork than 5 plats. Now that they're gonna get in game, we're gonna start following their track for, oh my god, it's an Ezreal.
Oh no.
Oh. Interesting how it is a Blitzcrank though.
It is a Blitzcrank. So
I've never seen Ray use on Blitzcrank.
The interesting thing for me, whenever a Blitzcrank gets picked in the team, I always look at the pick going, okay, does this team make sense with Blitzcrank? Because he's one of those supports where there are some teams where you just shouldn't play him straight up. Blitz is definitely... His Rocket Grab is one of the most powerful tools you can ask for in the right hands. It gives you a lot of pick potential just single-handedly. But the problem is sometimes your team just isn't drafted around Rocket Grab. So even if you land that hook, you pretty much kill your team. It's a very interesting ability where sometimes you just shouldn't have one of those, you know? So my first gut instinct whenever I look at a Blitzcrank, I just immediately ask myself, does this team make sense with a Blitzcrank? So looking at Red Team, what do you think? Does this team make sense with a Blitzcrank? Or is it a symptom of, oh my god, they banned Leona, they banned Nautilus, and they banned Senna. Well, they stole Nautilus, but they banned Leona and Senna. Quick, this is the last support I have. I'm being pinched hard. Or is this actually a case of Blitzcrank works in this team? Because right now, just looking at these teams, Blitzcrank doesn't have that many really easy pull targets. He has Kaisa and he has Varus, that's it. But more likely than not, he's going to hit an Urgot. He's going to hit a Nautilus. He's going to hit an Echo. Maybe Echo is really good, but the other two could be kind of disastrous. Urgot likes being in the middle of 5 people. And just looking at red team, do they have the immediate follow-up CC? Or do they have sufficient burst damage to say, you grab someone, we kill him? And looking at this team comp, I'm tempted to say the answer to both is no. Rumble doesn't necessarily have the sufficient burst. And he definitely doesn't have CC. It's very interesting because if you, like, say if you hook the Urgot, can you actually lock him down? Or does he actually get to live for so long that he outputs so much damage that it doesn't even matter that you hooked him? It's very it's definitely one of those picks that can be extremely dangerous for your team if it kind of falls into the wrong context or falls into the wrong hands.
Yeah, I feel like this was maybe a panic pick more than a...
That's interesting because I know Raymond definitely plays Blitzcrank. I've seen him do this before. But he's one of those supports that really shouldn't be picked in every team. Like he's not a flex. Flex is not the right word. He's not a comfort pick that you should be relying on, because it's so dependent on what the entire context of the game is. But we're gonna get into this game regardless. Game 2 will begin. It's gonna be Mordekaiser top against Urgot, Rumble mid against somebody.
Echo, right? Oh no, it's Echo jungle.
Jungle
it's gonna be ooh. Is that Varus solo lane? Or is it Kaisa?
It might be a Varus solo lane. Kaisa was held.
Might be a Varus mid. Might be a Varus mid.
Yeah, Varus solo lane.
Yeah, mid Varus is...
Kaisa was Hail of Blaze is the accepted keystone now for ADC Kaisa. So I hesitate to think Hail of Blaze Kaisa can be taken mid. That just seems very awkward to me, especially against a Rumble. That's not the matchup you're winning. So let's get into this game. Game 2, Hextech Clash. To fulfill Jupiter516's prophecy, EZW must sandbag and lose this game. But they're gonna start by an early invade, and that's the cream of the crop. Blizz is one of the best early invaders in the game.
I'm not in game yet, so I'm just relying on your comment.
Alright. We shall see. They're gonna see a Nautilus here. Will Blitzcrank do it? He's gonna flash hook, but the dredge line instantly pulls the Nautilus back in. What was that interaction? Wow.
What kind of interaction?
The Nautilus dredge line.
The Nautilus saves himself, and the Blitzcrank loses the flash.
Yeah, so my understanding is nothing can really... If the Naut throws out the hook, then gets CC'd before it hits a wall, he still gets pulled.
Oh yeah, for
you
sure.
have to CC him after the hook lands.
Oh yeah, for sure. That is in fact how it works, but it just looks funny. Dude flew through a wall to save himself, just because his will to live was really strong, I suppose. And now the game's gonna begin here. So the cheeky Ezreal early red buff steal, not gonna happen this game. They're just gonna help Echo grab his red buff and leave.
I'm gonna watch this early invade and then I'll live.
For sure. We shall await your commentary alive. The game has begun, and it's gonna be Varus mid. It's gonna be the Urgot top. Kaisa is gonna be bottom lane with the Nautilus. So Nautilus very interesting. He's gonna start the fight with a dredge line. The Ezreal's getting plasma. One more hit will detonate. The Kaisa's still chasing. The Akasian Ray will not find the Ezreal. The hook from Blitzcrank not gonna connect. Kaisa wins the early trade. And now the lane settles back down. Ezreal's gonna drink some potions to try to keep himself up. I forgot to organize the scoreboard. I'm so sorry. Allow me to amend thusly.
Those are some good reaction times from the Naut.
It was. And one more thing that we kind of haven't mentioned is that Mordekaiser this game obviously starts the Doran shield, and that's going to be against Doran's Blaze, so that's to be expected. But the thing that's surprising here is that Zac actually didn't start at red. I feel like nowadays it's pretty standard for the red team jungler to start at red buff. Just because you kind of mirror the enemy jungler's movements. So now Echo's gonna beat Zac to the top lane. He's gonna try for a really hasty gank. He's letting himself get revealed. But that means that Zac is also in close proximity, but Zac is really low. He just finished killing his red. He can't fight this. And Varus is actually pushing the Rumble up against the tower. And now Echo still in proximity. He's gonna put Parallel Convergence down. The Zac is coming up top. Though I feel like both junglers are actually kind of wasting their time. Echo's never actually gonna get this gank off, and the Zac shouldn't be staying up here. He has better things to do with his time. I don't think it's outlandish to. I don't think the Mordekaiser's gonna die here anytime soon.
Why does the Ezreal have a pink bubble around him? Just as a. You see that?
Does he? I don't see it.
Does that just maybe it's a spectate bug on my part?
It might be a bug on your part. Ezreal looks normal here to me. Oh, but here comes the stain.
Virus.
Oh, first blood to the Echo. And the Blitzcrank hook, it does land. Kai'Sa tanks a ton of damage, but the Dredgeline follow-up is here. The CC is down. The Cathartic Ring gonna drive them back. The Blitzcrank gonna lose his mana barrier here. Kai'Sa might try for this kill. She has Flash, she has Ignite. She's not... No, Flash and Heal. Not gonna pop either of it. Blitzcrank will make it out. Nautilus will try to set them on fire, but fire cannot kill machines. Here comes the Zac on gank. Varus, no escape. Big problem. He's gonna get burned down here by the flamethrower. Zac secures the kill. Mid lane drops to the ground, dead. And top lane, we're gonna have another fight here.
Props to the Urgot. He's doing very, very well against the Mordekaiser.
Oh yeah, but he's been doing that entire trade, sitting in Mordekaiser passive. So one more Mace Slam, solo kill to the Mordekaiser.
Did not respect him.
Yeah. You definitely can't do
that.
Also,
fighting in that massive wave.
Yeah. So that's definitely one thing you like straight up can't do. You can't just sit in Mordekaiser passive and trade against them. You're not winning it. And here comes the very early equalizer. Kai'Sa's burning down. Flash forward by the Ezreal. Ezreal will claim that kill. And the Nautilus has to try to run away, but he's in the 1v4. Can he find it here? Flash onto the Ezreal. The minor DOT, not enough to take him down. Ezreal finds the double kill. What is blue team's response? Because they committed 4 members bottom lane for this. Red team's gonna start dragon. What's Varus is gonna do? What's the call here? A ward does get disabled. They know Varus is on the other side. They have to. Varus is gonna ward up the river. He's gonna try to make his way in. The Ezreal solo. He might get sniped out here. The arrow doesn't kill him, but the splash almost does. Chain of Corruption also whiffs. He's not hitting anything.
Oh, that is disgusting.
Oh my god, he's missing everything. And then the Ezreal's gonna make it out, but the Kai'Sa's here to clean house. But the double kill from the Varus. He blobs up the Zac as well.
Okay.
The Kai'Sa finds it. The missile takes the double. Red team way overstaged for that dragon.
But that Varus, oh my god.
It was so nasty.
Giving me anxiety. He could have just walked forward. Like, I don't know why he was staying so far out of range.
All of Red
Everybody
team
was low.
Yeah.
If he had just stepped forward and pressed R, that would have been an easy triple for him.
But let's be honest, Red team had no business being there.
That's very true as well.
They were not winning that, but here comes the death from kidnapping the Urgot. Urgot's gonna land the ultimate, but is he going to pull him in? There is enough. Yep, the shred gets him.
I think this Mordekaiser's eating too many purges, just in a row.
Both of them
again, 4-man gank, but
both of them do like fighting each other up close. Urgot can continuously purge, and Mordekaiser passive also hurts. So they're in a really weird position in lane where they're just kind of standing in each other's AoE, hoping the other one drops dead first. And it's kind of hilarious to watch, but it can definitely swing either way. And here comes the Zac gonna secure his blue buff. So that kill doesn't really work out here for kill here doesn't really work out, but they're gonna try to reset this position. So blue team suffered a pretty bad loss here. So now they need to try to regroup and figure out what to do from here. Varus are gonna let an arrow fly. Dredgeline is just gonna completely whiff, but here comes the gank from the Zac. The Kai'Sa has to try to run. The EZW will latch and the rocket grab lands as well. She's taking so much damage, gonna die to the Blitzcrank. He gets the shutdown, not the 80 carry. Reported. So red team found a really advantageous early gank, and they definitely put themselves in a winning position. And then they tried to dragon with no resources. And they just give back cores to the blue team a ton of kills. So now the game, after those sequence of events, have been set back to dead even. It all comes down to the next series of mistakes now, it seems like. The Echo's gonna come up top. They just have to drop the Mordekaiser to a quarter. It might happen here. The stun bubble catches him. And the Echo finds the kill. True Shot Barrage, meanwhile, in the bottom lane, kills off the Nautilus. Dredgeline is not enough. He cannot be saved. And now we go back to a part of the game where we just kind of have ganks all over the place. Equalizer is going to land here on the Varus. He's being completely stranded, just burned to a crisp. The Zac once again picks up a kill for himself. The Zac is getting to a very strong position here. The problem is the Rumble hasn't gotten any kills despite being a core. Echo's gonna try to start a 9-minute Herald. It's gonna be spotted out here. Now he needs to try to run. He does have Chrono Break, but he's being CC'd down. He doesn't get to pop it in time. Parallel Convergence also does not land. And now this Herald is red team's to take. Zac is gonna scare away the Urgot, who immediately flashes away from the AoE. And this is a very dead Shelly going the way of Team EZW. Now 6-8 now. Red team sitting on a comfortable 1,000 gold advantage. This is going to be a lot higher pretty soon. Since the Herald is now sitting in the Rumble's pocket. Now we get to a phase where blue team is kind of on damage control now. They need to find ways to stave off this next Herald charge. And they need to find a way to slowly come back to the game. Because right now they definitely put themselves in a position where it's not entirely favorable for them. Varus, a champion with no escapes, just can't run away from the Zac. But here comes the Echo to turn things around. His Q has landed the slowest there. The flamethrower still burns the Varus down regardless. And now the Echo's all alone. The Q will find him. And now Phase Dive might be up in time. He's still trying to duel out the Zac. He has the damage. He finds the double kill. Echo comes in to clean house. But Varus so far not having the best game of his life, to say the least. Meanwhile, top lane, Urgot's gonna try for a gank. He gets, not a gank, he's gonna try for a 1v1. He gets pulled back by the claw and the fight resets. He does have his ultimate up once again. He's found some pretty successful fishes so far. He just needs to keep fishing for these kills. That's gonna force the Mordekaiser back for a reset. Meanwhile, bot lane, we do have mid and bot for red team quite a bit ahead of their opponents. It's going to be Liandry's against Blade of the Rune King in mid lane, and bottom lane completed Manamune versus Tear of the Goddess. Now Mordekaiser gonna try to fight the Urgot. Urgot tanked the tower shot, and now the Death Realm Kidnap happens. The Urgot ultimate lands, and that's gonna be the chain solo kill to the Urgot. Just not
almost
respecting
gets shield off, but not quite.
But still, the Mordekaiser is not respecting the Urgot's damage capability at all. But here comes the team fight. It's gonna break out, and the fight is favoring blue team. Massive Chrono Break AoE. The Rumble's gonna be the first victim. Zac is bouncing on the backline, but he can't kill the Echo. The Ignite will finish him off from the Blitzcrank, and the blobs are in place. There's no teleport ready to save him. Nautilus tries to go for a hero play, but is killed off instead. And now the Kai'Sa running in for a kill. The arrow chips out the Blitzcrank. He's dropping so low. The Rain of Arrows not gonna find it. Kai'Sa's gonna flash in. Icatian Rain not gonna find it. The Rocket who missed, but the W from the Kai'Sa snipes down the kill. 3 for 2 in favor of blue team. The teleport's gonna come in here from the Rumble. He wants the action. He's gonna come to stop the Kaiser from getting in the Drake, and now he's gonna return to his lane. He doesn't have Equalizer, but the Varus has to run up. He can't take the fight. Varus, despite that garbage laning phase, he's actually found himself 2 kills in that fight. And now he's rich again.
In fairness, his laning phase hasn't been so bad because the Rumble keeps leaving lane, and the Varus has been just free farming in mid.
Varus is also definitely...
Which is where most of his CS advantage comes.
He's definitely also overextended quite a bit to the Zac gank, especially for a champion with
Yes.
He definitely a problem of not respecting just how scary Zac ganks are. And now red team gonna group up and clear some wards, but Ezreal's super low. He needs to be careful. There's a Varus and a Kai'Sa. They can snipe him down from long range very easily.
Nice, so once again, he is overextended.
Yep. And he's gonna be burned down here by the Rumble shutdown, but the Echo comes and gets the easiest kill of his life on the Ezreal, following up again on the Rumble.
Following up every time.
Yep, the Echo seems to be in the right place at the right time, mostly bailing out the mid laner here, but...
You know, maybe we should give credit that the Varus is just baiting. He's baiting Logan.
That's the excuse for the weak, sir.
After all, this is a team game, so everybody shares in the success.
Oh yeah, someone has to be the martyr, right?
Exactly.
You can't set up plays without dangling live bait in their face. But the Urgot in
Urgot is taking a lot of...
He's in the dominating position now. He's 2 levels on the Mordekaiser. He's tanking 2 tower shots and still winning trades. The fact that in this lane Mordekaiser plays with 3/4 of his health bar is quite scary. He's gonna death roam the Echo just to dodge the Urgot, but the Urgot's eyeing him up, man. He's got the fishing line ready. He lands it, and the Echo takes the kill. But meanwhile, bot lane, Zac gonna try for this gank. It might not work out. He's being killed off by the Kai'Sa, and now Kai'Sa's in the 1v2. But meanwhile, top lane, super fed Echo fighting a Rumble. Is he gonna get it here? Rumble's gonna walk away. Kai'Sa might win the 1v2. She's gonna kill off the Ezreal. Double kill to the Kai'Sa. This might be a triple. The Blitzcrank ran out of damage. He has to try to run away. Blue team takes their first turret, and Kai'Sa chasing in. No rocket grab is possible. Triple kill to the Kai'Sa.
Absolutely disgusting.
This game...
Wait, who did she kill first for the triple?
The Zac. That was a gank.
Ah, that's absolutely disgusting.
And here comes the Varus. He's flexing his muscles. It's going to be against Equalizer, but he does so much damage. The Rumble's been forced to run. One more arrow finds him. And Varus gets that solo kill. And meanwhile, top lane, the Urgot is just free farming the top lane, and he's trying to push a wave into the turret. Every lane for red team just spontaneously lost. What a series of events there. So now red team fully on the back foot. This gold lead is higher than the entirety of all gold differentials last game. Last game never got this bad in gold differentials, and this is only 16 minutes into this game. And now the Zac's gonna fly in. He's gonna try to get the Varus kill. Is he gonna find it here? He does find a hook onto the Varus, but is there any follow-up damage? The Varus is gonna return some fire, and the Blitzcrank sent running. Here comes the Echo. Behind. Oh my god, he finds a face dive. There's so much damage.
And he follows the Arcane Shift.
Yep, the Arcane Shift gets connected through, and then the Echo. He's not done. He wants blood. He's diving. He's running away. Chrono Blake healing him up quite a bit. He's back to half. And now the entire map is just his playground. 2 Drakes to nothing. Rumble has to run. Nowhere is safe. Nowhere is safe. What do you do from here?
Ooh. Red team is quite behind there. At least their Ezreal is scaling up.
But here's the thing. Kai'Sa scales harder.
That's true. That's very true. Does red team have the tools to protect Echo from that? Sorry, Ezreal from the 8-2 Echo is just gonna run.
No way in hell. That's also kind of the problem with the Blitzcrank draft. You don't have PO. Like, what are you gonna do? Flash away from your ADC and pull Echo away? That's not gonna happen.
Oh, thank God that pull didn't land. I don't know if you wanted the Urgot.
Yeah, exactly. See, now we're running into the Blitzcrank problem where if your game is in this state, what good is a Blitzcrank?
He might be, if you can get vision control, And you know, in these kind of situations, if you can isolate out one person.
The problem is vision control, because when you lose the map, vision goes along with it. It's not the map being dark for you is not symptomatic of everybody just forgetting to ward, although that might be the case most times in solo queue. But in environments like Clash, you just can't ward when you lose the map this badly. It's not that you can't get wards. It's like you can't afford wards or anything. It's just that you have no way of actually walking anywhere, because you can't even walk through your own jungle right now. You might be caught out during the rotation due to the echo. And here comes the dive onto the Ezreal. The hook onto the Urgot actually saves the Ezreal's life, but the long distance lash, it does find it. The fear is going down, but it's not enough. Turret takes him out. Meanwhile, top lane, Varus is gonna find 2 kills here. 2 double kill. The top laner and the jungler drops dead on top lane. 24 kills to 14.
Kai'Sa is taking the mid tower.
Red team is just undermanned across the board. They just don't have the people. And this is gonna be a siege on the tower from the other side. What a BM play. Varus tanks 3 tower shots. Will that be his death? Of course it will not be. Echo's just cleaning house right now. They're between 2 towers. They don't even care. But oh, they might have to care. Echo gets executed. But it doesn't give anything away. You can see blue team here just styling on red team.
How the tables have turned.
They dove between T2 and T3 without a wave, and their only death there was an execute. That's gotta hurt. That's not just a rotational play. That's mental warfare right there. It's mental destroying.
And as we said already, the mental is a weakness of the red team. We know them. There are sometimes the mental just goes boom.
Yep. Varus charging the arrow. Oh no, he took the red buff. Oh, that's another mental blow. These plays.
That's an extra mental insult.
These plays are not meant to kill red team's champions. They're meant to kill their mentals. Blue team not only wants to send red team packing, they want to send them packing so hard that they play the next game on 180 degrees tilt and flip their monitors upside down. Here comes the Urgot going for another solo kill. There's no way out for this Mordekaiser. He's gonna try to pull the Urgot away. He dodges out the Urgot hook. But then he just has to run now. The Echo gonna find the Blitzcrank.
Your God is overextending here.
Yep, he might be overextending. Echo's fighting 2 people, but here comes a 3-on-1. The Kai'Sa's gonna come in to clean the Blitzcrank up from the side. Urgot gets so overextended, he finally dies in the 1v3. But the rest of blue team has rotated in. They want this kill. Can they find anything here? Meanwhile, top lane, Varus is just free hitting an inhibitor. Blue team is sieging. Red team has to try to fight this. The equalizer drops on the Kai'Sa. The burn from the Mordekaiser is there. Kai'Sa might die. No, she will not. She flashes over the wall. She's just safe. But Echo gets shut down. Varus pushes down the inhibitor. He's not giving up. He's still going. Mordekaiser recalls, and so does the Ezreal. But it might be a little too late. Varus still shooting this tower. He's almost done with the first one. He's gonna get it. He might die here. He's almost certainly dead here. Blade of the Rune King gonna find some movement speed, but he's not gonna get hit back by the hook. There's no equalizer anymore. Reign of Air is gonna slow them down. Are they actually gonna just let him go here? He's gonna flash away to try to get more movement speed, but the red buff slow is there. The red team, 5-man chasing this Varus. They want him dead. He desecrated their lands. He's gonna drew again. The Urgot is here. The team fight breaks open. He's in the middle 4.
No!
The Varus makes it out! Okay. But the Urgot is the martyr!
Kills the Mord! Was that chase? It cost him the dragon, it cost him the Mord! Oh, if I'm red team right now, oh man. Oh, I feel their pain.
This Varus killed 3 towers and an inhibitor, walks out against 5 people, and killed someone on his way out and doesn't die. Granted, he did get the Urgot killed. The Urgot did commit his teleport just to die for this man. But oh boy, that is a stylish play if I've ever seen one. That's impressive. I'm genuinely impressed that he actually made that happen. And now the game has really sunk into a terrifying state for red team. They're just being styled on, and they know it, and they can't do anything about it. It's frustrating to be in this position. And now here comes Sonaros. He wants him again. The Chains Corruption will land. The Mordekaiser is gonna go in, not even gonna bother dragging anyone in with him. He just can't win that 1v1 even in the Death Realm. And now Rumble might be the next victim here. The Kaisa is from the side. She's trying to come in. And here comes the rest of the team fight. The Echo's here. He's being forced back out.
Well,
The
this
Zac
is
is
very
gonna
sloppy by
slingshot
blue
in.
team. I'm not sure what they're doing.
Chrono break back! He's trying to assassinate the Ezreal! Is he gonna get it? No, he does not! The Power Fist alone is enough to CC. Varus barely dodges out from the hook. That could have gone very bad for blue team. Now, they do gotta be careful here. That's a little bit too stylish. Little bit too stylish.
That was a little bit of a massive misplay. I mean, you get that kind of pick. Why do you push top? There's no way they can threaten the Nexus.
Yep. They wanted to chase
shove up mid.
they wanted to chase the glory. I mean, can you really fault them in this situation? But here comes the Varus. He might be caught out. The Equalizer completely whiffs because of the rocket grab, but he's being jumped on by 3 people. He can't really survive here. He doesn't kill off the Blitzcrank either. The Urgot's on the side. He might look for a hook onto the Blitz, but he's not gonna find it. The harpoon is far too short to connect there. Oh, he does land it onto one. He finds the Rumble. Rumble's being slowed down. Here comes the Killer Instinct and the drag from the Urgot. He does find it in the end. 2-for-0 on the back of the recall. Well then. Just when I said that he can't find the harpoon angle, he finds it.
Caster Curse.
Cast or cursed. And now the game will just continue in this state. A very dismal state. Baron Nashor is up. Neither team's really looking at it. One team can't afford to, the other team doesn't want to. They might look towards the dragon though. A minute from now, they're gonna be the soul. Urgot's gonna try to start at the Baron, but he's sitting on top of a pink ward. He turns off the purge just to shoot it. Baron's spitting at him the entire time. He doesn't seem to care too much. Red team fully knows that this is happening. They're gonna try to walk in to stop it. Can they make it here in time? That's the question. The wards are gonna get disabled on the outside. Do they have any way to see inside? It gets spotted out but disabled by the pink immediately. They're gonna drop their own pink. They see this Baron Nashor's health. Zac's winding up. He's going in for the steal. He gets the steal, but now the team fight breaks out. The Zac's gonna get blobbed up in the middle of 4 people. The rest of the red team can't follow up. They'll just take the free Baron and walk away. Oh, the Rumble burn! The Equalizer actually kills the Urgot. But their problems haven't ended yet. A minute from now, Infernal Drake will spawn, and this might be the last Elemental Drake of the game. Red team has to try to make it here. Blue team is already finding favorable positions near it. This is not a team you give Infernal Soul to. There's a Varus, there's a Kaisa, there's an Urgot. They will destroy you with Infernal Soul. Can red team do anything here to stop it? They are wearing purple now. Did Kaisa just flash? Kaisa just flash healed.
Wait.
Kaisa just flash healed.
Is this a mental thing? Did they get tilted and she's trolling? Or did she just fat finger it?
This
is huge! Right before Dragon!
She fat fingered both summoners. It's not just one summoner, she used both of them.
Or she was... That makes me think she's flaming. That's something intentional, Logan.
Or is this just the ultimate BM? Will it actually cost him here? Varus gonna get hooked back, and now he's been kidnapped into the death realm. The Mordekaiser sitting on him. The exhaust might actually win him this fight. He does QSS away the death realm, but only too late. Red team secures the Drake. Echo Chrono breaks back over. They do not get the soul. Mordekaiser kills out the Varus, and this team fight has suddenly gone south because there's no summoners on the Kaisa, and they drop 2 bodies as well as the dragon. Red team finds a team fight. They're finding momentum back into this game. It's gonna be a long road, but damn, they're gonna try to claw back into it. And now the siege goes down. Blue team, all that flair, all that style is starting to burn them. It's starting to bite them in the back. Can they find it here? Blue turret gets destroyed. They just lost 2 turrets off 1 push. The gold lead, while they still have it, is quickly dwindling away. So now what is the question? Red team has the momentum once again. Can they push it forward? they are certainly no longer out of this game. That's a very surprising turn of events. Words are gonna be cleared out here, but that word is quite useless. Baron's not gonna be up for a very long time. So now what? What's red team's plan? What's blue team's plan? How do you come back into this game? Red team's gonna lose another turret to the minions? That's par for the course. It's 8 turrets to 2. The only 2 turrets red team ever killed were during that one push just now. If they want to claw this way back into this game, they have a hell of a long way to go, and one mistake will most certainly cost them the game, straight up. And here comes the jump from the Zac. They're gonna engage here.
For them.
Remember, Kai'Sa's no summoner, but it's Zac. Zac walks up so far, he's just gonna die. And now here comes the rest of the fight. Echo's gonna stun on the 2, but the Kai'Sa has died.
Kai'Sa steps too far forward.
Chrono Break is gonna save the Echo's life. He flashes away, and now the Varus is stranded. Double kill for the Ezreal. The Mystic Shot will not find it. He does find the 2 carries.
But the Urgot, no one's stopping the Urgot.
Yep, the Urgot pushing up bottom lane. Who's there to stop him, really? Nobody of note so far. They're still just gonna let this continue. Mordekaiser will drive him out, and now red team's gonna push. Blue team has to try to defend this. Urgot is channeling his recall, but he's very slow at it. He does make it back home, but red team's already left. And Kai'Sa, after that extreme blunder, which we assume that she did while typing, or wiping down her keyboard or something, her heal is going to come back up pretty soon. Her flash is still a while away. And she's just been killed off for the 3rd time. Kai'Sa does pick herself up a stopwatch. She needs to... I think the tables have turned. These are now fights where the Kai'Sa has to try to find ways to survive. Not always a guarantee that she can survive these. Baron Nashor up in 50. I don't think it's a stretch to say whoever gets this Baron buff will secure the game. So who will it be? Who will take this very pivotal Baron Nashor? The Urgot's gonna try to trade against the Mordekaiser. He's still quite a bit stronger than this guy, but Mordekaiser has finally out-leveled him. Here comes the Rumble reinforcement. Urgot's in the 1v2. Suddenly he can't win this. This thing is gonna try to buy him some time. He's trying to fight it, but he can't. He gets caught out in the side lane. Here comes the Echo to clean up. Is he gonna super commit for it? The slow does land. Here comes the Echo Q as well, but the Mordekaiser Hourglass tries to buy some time. Parallel convergence. Echo finds the kill, but he's gonna get stunned up. Chrono Break will get him out. Ezreal is here. He has the damage, but he can't find it. Wait, the Zac jumps in. He's not going to find anything here either. But that's a huge distraction play. Blue team has moved on to Baron. Their jungler is bot, but the rest of their team is securing vision up top. Red team has to make this long trek over there. The Blast Cone gets killed. Blue team is starting the Baron. Varus has a lot of DPS, but the only tank is the Nautilus. They're still trying to buy time. Red team has moved down to Drake. They're conceding the Baron buff. They're not going for the Baron buff anymore. They're just going to let red team have it. They're going to go for the Drake. Echo's seen at mid lane. So they think they're actually not on Baron because the jungler is mid. But it's just a 2-man Baron. They're dueling it away. And blue team's going to secure Baron here. And they give it to every member, even the Urgot. Now the game finally quiets down after what seemed to have been endless fighting for a very long time. Now both teams just kind of have to reset, realize what they need to do. Blue team needs one good final push. And red team needs to count on them to style on them a little bit more and punish them for it. Although, thanks to those last few set of plays, red team are now definitely strong enough to stand on their own. The only problem is, are they going to get run over here? This is, once again, a blue team holding Baron Nashor. Kai'Sa has both her summoners back up at last. The Nautilus Dredge is going to miss. That's going to kickstart the engage. Kai'Sa's going to get chunked out here, but the Ezreal finds the first kill. And now the hook from the Nautilus is going to find the fear. No, it will not! He gets saved out, and the Ezreal here is going to find the damage onto the Varus. It's going to be a full wipe. Varus is trying to find some kills. He finds one. He doesn't find the second one. But the Urgot has actually left the game, and the Ezreal has gone legendary. The Echo's in the back. He's on a shred of life. Needs to try to make it out. Red team only loses 2, but blue team loses a whole lot more. This game is now a 5v4 because Urgot is not here. What a weird game in Clash. The Urgot reconnects, but is it too late? Red team has started the push. They have the momentum. They're gonna claw back the lead. Strong players be damned. Scaling carries be damned. They're gonna find it, but Echo, there's a worm in the back of their base. He's ratting it out. He's digging the rat tunnel. He finds it one. He kills one inhib. The Rumble is going to be back to stop him. Can he kill off the Echo here? No, Echo will just slowly walk away. Zach's going to try to clear up the wave. Red team loses an inhib. Critically, they don't actually kill blue team's inhibitor. So despite that winning team fight, they're not going to be the ones that get to push out. And for the last 12 minutes now, this game has sat on Dragon Soul Point. Blue team only needed one more, but they haven't found it yet. Ezreal's gonna try to make a catch on the Nautilus. He might not find it. The Equalizer comes down. The Urgot has to try to crawl away, but here comes the Mordekaiser. Here for a sandwich. Death Realm kidnaps the Urgot away, but the Urgot's gonna try to stand his ground. The Blitzcrank's being zoned away. Meanwhile, the Engage is coming down from the top side. Blitzcrank might be cut out here, but here comes a Rocket Grab on the Varus. He's killed off, and now the Urgot has died in the Death Realm as well. Kai'Sa's in the 1v3. She's not going to win this. Nautilus is just barely a body. There's so many low players on red team, but none of them are dying. The Echo's here for a full dive. He gets a shutdown on the carry. They get aced. But Echo finds the triple. He finds the only 3 kills the red team gets, blue team gets in that entire fight. And now red team gets that ace. They're gonna try to make this push. They can kill the inhib here. And at last, they can turn the game fully in their favor. I do think blue team styled a little bit too hard this game.
Absolutely.
And they are now well and truly, completely fully paying for it. Recall's gonna come out from the Zac. He's gonna get home. Oh no! Minions killed the last Nexus turret. You know what that means.
I do not.
This beautiful mess of a game.
I do know what that means.
For this beautiful mess of a game, the only proper way to end it is a Hail Mary Nexus backdoor. I'm so ready for it. Urgot has his teleport. He's made for this. Do you believe?
Echo can do it. Echo can do it.
Do you believe in this Hail Mary backdoor? Because now red team has no turrets protecting the Nexus. They have 1 turret left in the game. It's sitting at mid lane. It's not sitting at their Nexus. Urgot. Oh, the Blitzcrank hook will miss. And now Blitzcrank might get caught out here. Ezreal's on the side. Here comes the Zac. They're jumping in. But where's the rest of the team? Echo securing the Drake. He doesn't finish the Drake. The Blitzcrank's gonna be the first victim. But the Baron takes down 2. The Varus and the Kai'Sa drops dead together. And the Echo's in the back. He's gonna get nuked down. The Urgot's still fighting the Mordekaiser. He doesn't win it. Ace for the red team. They find a 5-for-2. And this game is over. Wow, what do you say to that? They find the ace. Echo spent that entire team fight hitting Inferno Drake. But they don't get it. Not only do they lose the Drake, but they lose the game. And EZW finds what I dare say the easiest W so far in the tournament.
Damn, their mental recovered. The BM wasn't enough. It couldn't stop them.
Yep. That's the end of the game. Wow. What a freaking roller coaster that was. That's the game of the entire cup to me. Blue team in the lead almost for the entire duration of it, but they threw it all away. They tried to chase glory, but flew so close to the sun and gets burned to a crisp. What do you say to that?
I say absolutely disgusting.
You know what that deserves? A post-game interview. So I'm gonna hop over to their chat and interview them real quick. And I'll come back very soon.
Alright.
I think we should definitely ban Echo. Like we are like usually our team comms kind of get kited hard. by the
Hello,
champ.
are you discussing stuff?
No, we're not.
Oh.
Did you? Were you? Was all chat on last? Was all chat on last game?
Unfortunately in spectate mode you can't see all chat.
Yo, they were shit talking so hard, and then we fucked them in the asshole.
So
We're
I'm
behind
actually
8,000
here.
goals.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to interview you about that last game.
Can I just throw in a quick fun fact for you, Logan? They were so tilted, they went to third place match and surrendered. Like they just forfeited their third place match.
Nice.
Oof.
So
That is
I don't know if you guys know this, but we were seeing it at one point in that game. Kaisa flash healed in place randomly to do absolutely nothing, and then spent the next 2 teamfights with no sums and just died.
Nice. 'Cause they were just so. Oh, you
same.
know that's what.
That's what you're going on. I was reading the description.
Because they were like cocky.
Yeah, they were so confident
they were trash talking so hard. I was
Yeah, 'cause, like I think
so
I'm pretty
nice.
sure 20 minutes in we were like some like 10k gold down. Like not 10k but like
Not 10k,
3K.
not 10k.
Yeah.
The worst the league got was like 7,000-8,000, but
Yeah.
Okay.
it definitely got really bad at one point. So I guess my question to you is, how does it feel taking perhaps the easiest W of the tournament so far?
yes.
Feels good, man.
Feels
Fucking
fucking
get
amazing,
fucked
to be
in the
Fucking feels
ass.
so good.
Oh my god.
So you said they were trash talking you
Holy.
because we can't see it from a spectator's perspective. Care to quote some of them?
Yeah, it's FF right now. F of a 20.
You
Just-
mad?
Just keep giving
You
guys are
mad?
mad.
You guys are.
You guys are trying too hard.
So
Oh my god. Oh, and then like after like we trash talked them when we were about to end the game, and they were so pissed. They were like,
He said GG liberal. Oh.
Yeah, liberals.
"Jeez,
Yeah.
you're liberal."
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
So I guess here's another thing I get to watch in the spectator's point of view, but you guys don't. How many times do you think they all that for that game? Because they definitely did a few times.
Say what?
How many
What?
times?
What do you
How
mean?
many times do you think the enemy team all that forward?
What? They quit?
Oh, wait, they did?
Like
And
just
they were
like-
Who should I ban? Trinamir?
Oh, never mind. Seems like you're getting into the draft, so I'll just leave you. Good luck on your final game.
Trinamir?
Echo.
Alright, I had to leave because they were in Champ Select. But here are some fun facts for you guys. Since we don't get to see all chat, they told
Were
me
they
that
BMing?
we don't get to see all chat over spectate, and apparently the entire blue team was trash talking the entire time.
I knew it.
Like in all chat, they're just like, "Oh, surrender, please," etc. And when red team was about to win, they trash talked them back, and apparently that made them really salty. So what ended up happening was they forfeited their next game, so they default place 4th.
Damn.
That's what happens.
Their mental. They got hit with the mental counter.
Dude, I knew they were
The
trash
mental-
talking. Once like the Kaisa blew both sums, I'm like, yep.
I was like, that's not a fat finger. She did that intentionally.
Yeah, she's BMing on purpose.
100%. You do not press D and F at the same time by accident.
So
Yeah,
their
exactly.
mental. That was definitely a case where their mental exploded so hard that they just forfeited their next game. They
what
didn't
they
even want to
get.
play for 3rd.
That's what they
Alright.
get.
That also means my dreams are destroyed.
Your dreams are in fact
My
destroyed.
predictions are gone.
But that's okay.
Now Team EZWs. Well, first or Second.
But you know what? It's okay that you lost your
Disgusting.
dream. Because in losing this dream, you made sure that bad people who BM do not get what they think they deserve,
true.
but they get cathartic justice. And isn't that what we always wanted?
Yes, that's what I actually wanted. I was like, okay, if they're
That's
BMing,
worth more than any Pajama Guardian skin.
if they're
That's very
BMing,
true.
if they're BMing, I was like, fuck these guys. Andy's gonna crush them.
And they did crush them. Though, to be honest, a lot of that game was most definitely because red teams threw. Sorry, not blue teams threw.
Yeah.
So hard.
Yeah, exactly.
You do not have
'Cause they were
that
being
big of a
BM
lead and give it all away.
They threw because they were BM, okay? Gotta, like, teach them a lesson.
Yep.
Especially when they got Dragon stolen too, Baron stolen, sorry. I'm like, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell
They
yeah.
never got the soul, and I think that like last team fight was really evident that blue team was just tilted out their mind, because it was a team fight that broke out right outside the pit, and Echo didn't even join the fight. He really wanted to secure the Drake, so he spent that whole fight hitting Dragon. That's definitely it's definitely symptomatic of all communication breaking down and people just flaming each other, flaming themselves, flaming the enemy team for being bad, all that good stuff. But that just goes to show you, toxicity never wins.
Hell yeah.
Unless it's Andy,
Unless it's Andy.
That's
who
true.
is fueled by toxicity.
They do get
Yeah, I was telling you, that's what got him to win.
they do
He
get
probably
the
was like-
just I think they get the justified BM where they get to trash talk them back at the end.
Yes.
And you know, the mental warfare definitely works both ways, and it was enough in that case to just get them to immediately forfeit the final round of the tournament just because they don't want to play with each other anymore.
That's what they get.
That's why you don't become rude dudes on the internet.
Exactly. This is what happens.
Yep.
This is why you only BM right when the enemy nexus explodes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why Mo hits someone with the easy W at the end.
Like-
Yeah.
The thing that actually lost respect points for me, before I found out about the whole trash talking thing, is that they didn't even try for the last ditch Hail Mary backdoor, which I really, really wanted to see.
Yo, I was actually waiting for it. Like, instead of Echo hitting Dragon, I thought he'd be like.
because the last team fight started out as 5v4, and it's like, wait, where's the Echo? And then I immediately looked to the minimap to try to scan the red team base, and Echo wasn't there. He was just in the Dragon Pit. It's like, oh, right, he's tilted.
Alright,
He
you gotta be in for the next time.
He could have totally won that game if like someone backdoored
Right,
because they were so focused on Dragon fight.
right.
But you know what? Shows you tiltness is the
Don't tilt.
don't tilt.
If
Don't
you
be toxic.
see, that's the other. That's also the other thing. People who trash talk have weak mentals. They can't take as much as they dish out, and that was a clear example of it.
It's true.
They're gonna be in champ select for their last game. I did hear the first part of the draft. They're banning a Tryndamere, so there's a Tryndamere player on the enemy team. But it's gonna be banned out, so it's not gonna be seen in the last game.
Darn it.
It's gonna be Ezreal Leona again, and I'm gonna be mad. So my turn to be salty.
But in the end, guys, the lesson is don't be toxic.
But you know what? The other end of the toxicity stick, EZW once again gets to return to the top. They're fighting for a first or second place finish. The last game was exceptionally hard for them until blue team just started throwing out of nowhere. But weak mentals like that, you can't count on it as a regular strat to win games, unfortunately. So they do have to try to pull this win out of their own accord. One more match for them. They just have to win it, and they will be first place. So can they do it here? Or will their dream be crushed, just like how blue team gets crushed last game? Will EZW return to their rightful place on top? Will they take first place in Freljord Cup?
Day 2.
Day 2. Day 1, we don't talk about day 1. The footage was on fire, and apparently YouTube doesn't accept it because it's still not being processed. I should check my rendering queue. I should check my upload queue on YouTube. Actually, is it still processing? If it's still processing, it means the upload definitely failed. Yep. Damn. All right, that video is never gonna be seen. I could try to re-render it, but I don't have the time for that. Alright, champ select for the boys.
Come on, Logan. You have time for it. We're in quarantine.
Well, quarantine, but this is also, well, my home, because we're in quarantine, my home computer is my work computer. I can't just like render a video during the workday. That's gonna eat all my CPU. It's gonna consume all my CPU, and then I can't work.
Just buy more CPU, Logan.
Oh yeah, just download more CPU. Of course, how come I didn't think of that? Alright, game 5! Ezreal Leona! I called it!
The classic.
Different though. Wukong and Set.
Set jungle, Wukong top.
He plays a lot of set jungle.
Yeah, that's
On
true.
top isn't.
The Wukong top. We haven't seen Wukong top.
We've seen it last time in Hextech Cup. EZW played Wukong and lost because Wukong just kept on getting solo killed by a Darius.
Was that new Wukong or old Wukong?
That was new Wukong. He kept getting solo killed by a Darius. I guess some things never change. So this game, they're actually up against a really interesting composition here. Blue team has the Ashe, has the Zoe, the Graves, a really high damaging comp.
And a high pick potential too.
Yeah, super high pick
The
potential.
arrow.
So sleep.
Can you say the champs out loud? I can't see them.
All right. So Gangplank top, Graves jungle, Zoe mid, Ashe ADC, and Braum support.
Ooh, we're looking at Ashe, Arrow, and those are some good picks.
And Graves, don't forget about Graves. It's definitely one of those picks where in the right hands, in the jungle, he's just killing everybody. So let's not forget, this game is the grand finals. One team will walk away as the champions. The other team, not so much. There's a lot of clash points on the line here. Not real money, because you know this isn't a real tournament. But who will find the win? Will EZW ride high off their momentum, or will blue team here shut down their dreams and become the champions instead? 50 seconds from now, the game will go on.
What's the name of blue team?
I have no idea.
Oh, do we not get to know?
We don't get to know these things.
No, that's lame.
Clash doesn't have its own spec. I mean, they don't even have spectate for TFT. Why would they have spectate for Clash? It's just a normal Summoner's Rift version of spectate, but you don't get to see team names. You don't get to see the picks. You don't get to see the band. You get to see the picks, but not the order. You don't get to see the bands. I do know that there was a Tryndamere ban, because that's when I hopped out of their call. So the Gangplank definitely mains the Tryndamere. We could op.gg him in loading screen when we find out his summoner name. Alright, 1 second to go. 0 seconds to go. Let's get into the game.
Yay.
Alright, someone op.gg track hicks for me, because I want to see if he's the Tryndamere player.
Alright.
I await your response.
Spell it for me.
TRAKIX.
Trackix is a Tryndamere player.
Alright.
He has a 61% win rate across 30 games.
That's pretty impressive. So I guess that's where the target ban went. Alright, let's get into the game. So interestingly enough, right off the bat, this is a Hail of Blaze Ash with Cleanse as their summoner spell. And Braum is the person in this game who took the heal. So a very strange laning combination here. I wouldn't expect Ashe to be one of those people who take Hail of Blaze because Ashe Ashe's secondary tree, she really wants free shoes and she really wants approach velocity as an AD carry. So it's interesting that she would actually give up yellow tree entirely, or that she might have taken that as her yellow tree. Let's check. Oh no, she did take. So she has free shoes and she has approach velocity, which means that this Ashe as an ADC is not doing yellow tree. So it's a very aggressive set of Ashe runes here. We'll see if she can actually make use of it.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
We're 30 seconds off from the game beginning, essentially. And now red team camping that brush. They're expecting an invade. They've been bitten by this in game 1. They know how it stings. They want to deal it back, but blue team's not going for it. So who's going to be the first to make a move here? Seems like red team will just leave. They guard the banana bush. They make sure there's no invade. And the game is just going to begin normally.
Minions have spawned.
So, who do you favor in this team?
Sorry, I'm having a few technical difficulties.
Oh, that's okay. We will wait for you then. Draft-wise, I do favor red teams. I do favor red team in this draft, but I feel like blue team is so volatile and so dangerous that if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. And it's a very scary idea here to... It's actually a very scary idea going up against blue team, because if any of these people get ahead, it might be extremely disastrous red team. But here comes the breast cheese. They're going to try to catch out the Ashe. She gets stunned up by the Leona, but the stacks are landing on the Ezra. Hero blaze damage is coming through. The Ezra has a flash away. He's not winning this. Graves is first on the rotation. First blood to the jungler. The try breast cheese goes south really freaking quickly for red team. They lose their AD carry at a really bad timing. And now Ashe gets free reign over the wave, and red team loses half of their summoners. You can see that red team didn't really have full confidence they could win that fight there. They actually let the Brahms through and started hitting the Ashe, which means that Braum gets just a few autos off, almost stunning both of them. This wasn't a level 1 they could take, especially not against Hail of Blaze Ashe. Her level 1 attack speed is insane, just because she can constantly keep that buff going. And so far we see red team bot lane already fell pretty far behind. That's just gonna be first blood to the jungler, which just makes things worse for the jungle matchup as well. But here comes a potential solo kill here. Gameplank's gonna try to flash away, but followed by the Wukong. Wukong gets a solo kill onto the GP very early, and now Set is down here for some revenge. The Haymaker not gonna find it. Ashe will flash away, but the Mystic Shot tags a Braum in the back. Ezreal gets one back for himself, stemming off the bleeding significantly, and Zoe gets a free redemption at mid lane. Now Gangplank does teleport back. He too wants his revenge, but he's not going to find it here. Ezreal's going to flash forward, exerting his dominance here. Ashe is being forced back despite that early Ezreal death. He's now ahead in CS, and this is a large wave being pushed into Ashe's turret. Zoe's going to drop the redemption for the Ashe. It only heals back like 100 because her level is just so low. But still, it's better than nothing. The Set's gonna come in for a gank. The max range facebreaker, it does land. So he gets dragged back. And the beautiful Haymaker. They find the kill. Rumble's even gonna make it out as well under the tower. No death. And the Set, several early ganks in quick succession. And he pulls this early game back in red team's favor. And now they're gonna push up this red wave. It's all gonna crash under the turret. Wukong still trading against the Gangplank up top. So that solo kill was given to Wukong. He's feeling it. He's trying to put some more pressure on the gangplank. So now all 3 lanes for red team actually in a super advantageous position. So now it's up to Graves to upset that balance here. He needs to try to make some plays, pull one lane out of the brink. But can he make it happen here? Bot lane is going to be another gank here. Ashe is going to be pulled back, smited down by the Set. Set will take that kill, but here comes the rest of the reinforcements. Graves is going to find it here. Leona is going to be the victim. 1-for-1 trade, but blue team loses their carry. Red team loses a sacrificial lamb. Now GP being pressured under his tower, also super low on mana as well. Now Zoe trying to make something here happen here. It's difficult for blue team to actually make plays. Right now all of their lanes are quite behind. Graves does come in to find another kill. He's really the only one with kills on blue team. Every other lane has just been losing so far. Now what can he do to try to bring it back? Set gonna try for another play. Braum is gonna walk out. He's safe. Now the Rumble trying to make something happen. Zoe sets him on fire and walks away. No punish here. And the Wukong is farming top lane. The Scuttle is gonna be taken for red team. They want to secure a position on the Drake. Nash is gonna freeze up bottom lane and farm it out. She desperately needs this. She's really behind in CS. She needs that wave. Leon's gonna come back. Now red team has to try to find a way to break this freeze. Rumbles burning the wave down. Now Ashe, the freeze is actually kind of failing here. She needs to hit the minions a bit more. Now the Drake gonna be soloed away by the Set, but he did it on top of a swept out ward, so they know this is happening. Ezreal, he has to try to beat him here. He's still farming out. He's got his tier. He's got his pickaxe. He's very close to Monomune. So he's starting to feel it. The damage is coming in. He just needs a Sheen done now. And now red team gonna get a start on the Infernal Dragon. Blue team has been pretty dormant so far. Graves found a few kills and then went back to farming. He certainly hasn't made his presence known yet. And red team gonna secure their Drake. Blue team gets to watch. Braum landing some damage here, but that's not enough. And top lane, it seems like this gangplank has just been pushed into this tower for a solid 5 minutes. The monkey is making his presence known. He's farming decently while under tower, but he's definitely not winning these trades. The crushing blow trading is... the harassment is building up slowly. He's still chugging his corrupting potion. 1 charge remaining on it. Wukong doesn't really have potions left to himself, but he has the lane position, so he can always walk into the river and look for some graves, and that's what he's doing now. He's also trying to scout out the graves if he can, because nobody has actually seen him in a while. Zoe finds a good poke onto the Rumble. Rumble's gonna self-silence, and Zoe, Protobell's in, the star will not land. No follow-up damage.
Oh, I'm way behind. No wonder I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay.
But right now, every
Alright,
lane
I'm now up to
dormant.
date.
Red team is kind of sitting dormant so far. So is blue team. They're just kind of content farming out. This is a situation where they're just letting it develop on its own, seeing where it leads either team. But right now, red team's still sitting on a pretty healthy lead. 4 kills to 2, 500 gold ahead. And they're just content farming it out. Their team fight later on in the game is going to be way scarier. The only way this really turns south for them is if blue team gets some major advantages early on and they win these skirmishes, but if every lane just sitting back and farming, that's not really beneficial to them. Zoe kind of melts in the face of Equalizer if Rumble is decently strong. Same story goes for Ashe against the Ezreal and the Graves against the Set. The onus here in the early game is definitely on blue team. They need to make something happen here and fast. Zoe's gonna get a blue buff donated to her by the Graves. She's gonna make it back to lane. They are keeping up in CS for the most part. It's a pretty even game across the board still. But despite those early advantageous trades for blue team and then almost immediately followed by total disaster, the game has not really been blown open by any party so far. So now we arrive at a point in the game where everything is quiet. For now. So, how have your day been? Because nothing really too exciting is happening in the game.
Oh, I was gonna go grocery shopping, but Costco was closed.
Is your local Costco also engaged in a toilet paper battle royale?
I am not sure.
100 shoppers enter, only one can leave with all the toilet paper.
They're limiting, aren't they? I heard they were limiting to one, like, per person or something.
Some of them are, yeah. There is a buy limit on some of these things. So the only exciting thing that's happened in the game in the last minute is that Leona solar flared and missed. So that's gonna be a fail gank from the Set, no setup. The next point of action is really gonna be Mountain Drake, which is weird, considering how dormant both junglers are. And speaking of dormant, here comes a Graves gank, but that might not be enough. The teleport is going to be matched here by the Rumble. Collateral damage is going to find it. The red buff burn, one more auto will do it. Can he find it here? Equalizer is going to throw the Graves down. He's not going to find it. He has to try to walk away now. The Rumble is here. He's landing the damage. The flamethrower roasting him alive. Rumble finds a kill, and that's going to be the first kill in several minutes.
Wait, I hate mushrooms is not the same person. Is that the same mid laner from yesterday?
Yes, that is Kevin. That is the person who plays Galio and Maokai mid.
Oh, okay.
It is the same person. And now finally, Rift Herald. 12.5 minutes in. This is such a slow Herald one. It's going to be taken by the Set. Because the Graves just got roasted alive. Now the Wukong feeling it. He's going to trade more against the Gangplank. This Gangplank is keeping up in CS but losing on almost every other front. He just needs to farm up and get some damage, but how much damage can you get against this team? This draft is also really terrible for blue team in the sense that they drafted almost all AD for their core. Zoe is really the only exception here. And the Wukong response here is actually pretty good. He gets so much free armor from his passive that he's amazing into picks like Ashe, into picks like Graves, who really needs to do a ton of AD damage, but Wukong can very easily negate it and dish even more back. And as long as he's not being terribly set back in lane, and oh my, he really isn't. Like the Graves gank even failed and it ends up in Graves dying. Set secures a Drake. And red team in this game, the story so far seems to have been red team taking every objective on the map. And blue team is just watching. None of them are really doing anything. None of them are really trying to force a play. But for a team like blue team, they can't win if they don't force anything. This is not a passive position that favors them. Now Gangplank, oh, he might look for a solo kill here, but nope, not on this, not in this life for him. Wukong solo kill comes through and Leona locks down the Braum and kills him off as well. The Ashe is solo and she's against 4 people. Leona gonna start off the dive. Set tanks one more tower shot and pieces out. Fully heated up turret shot. Not gonna kill the Ezreal. He lives on a fraction of his life. The Wukong might overstay here against the Graves. Graves finds one more auto, but the red buff burn is not enough. Collateral damage finds a shutdown to the Graves. He finds his 3rd kill. But just like the game 12 minutes ago, he has all the kills on his team. Cannon Barrage, not gonna hit the Ezreal. Ezreal just simply blinks out of the zone and he is just fine. So now the collective question across blue team is, now what? How do you win? Red team will lose their outer, but that is not the first turret in this game. It was taken because Rumble spent like a 2-minute spot. Zoe will kill the mid tier 1, and granted that's a really important tier 1 turret, but it doesn't really offset the deficit that she's sitting at against this 3-kill Rumble. She doesn't have Luden's Echo complete, and she's up against Sorkshu's Liandry's Rumble. Liandry's is a really strong AP item too. It's certainly not something that you can just overlook. Red team is gonna rotate to top lane. Leona, Ezra, they're gonna try to make a pick happen here on the Gangplank. Gangplank has one shot at getting away from Leona. He needs to orange the perfect CC. That is not the one. He doesn't orange, and he's already taken so much damage. It's not enough. He just dies. There's no outplay. There's no room for outplaying there. You just kind of accept that you've died. That you're gonna die from there. The Ashe is gonna arrow up the Rumble, but the Rumble's gonna turn on her with the Equalizer. But here comes the Graves. He's trying to shoot him down, but the Ashe dies first. The red tick is burning on the Rumble, but it's not enough to kill him off. The Zoe long distance bubble, it finds the set. She finds the damage, but the set is still so healthy. He's gonna turn it on the Graves, but now this is a 1v3, a 1v3 that he can't win. Graves finds the 4th kill, and the only 4 kills on his entire team. Blue team is certainly now counting on this set, on this Graves to step it up. He is the only person that can help them get out of a rut. They now need to play completely around him. I will also mention that Ashe with Hail of Blades as first item at Trinity Force, which is just all kinds of wrong. Especially if you're running a version of Ashe that gives up Legend Bloodlines, it seems really strange that you wouldn't do the Blade of the Rune King Ashe build. You are reducing yourself to a champion with 0 sustain. Now, sure, you might have Triforce, sure, but you're still running Free Shoes and Approach Velocity, which is a standard secondary tree. But your primary tree, you give up Legend Bloodlines in favor of like Taste of Blood, which is so much worse of a heal that is barely sustained. Like Doran's is more lifesteal than that. And you don't first item Blade of the Rune King. So you just can't survive. It doesn't matter how many damage items you buy. Sustain is so important for ADCs in this meta, and here comes a Gangplank. He's overextended. He wants farm, and he's willing to throw away his life for it. Facebreaker drags him back, and now he needs to get out. It's not gonna get him out. A really fat flash over the thick wall will get him out just in time. Rumble's gonna get caught out. Stopwatch holds him in place, and he is just gonna die. A really disastrous catch out here. But once again, Graves takes the kill. Cause damn, talk about putting all your eggs in one basket. They're counting the Graves basket. Their blue team is counting on the Graves basket. But will the basket hold, or will it break and all the eggs inside will shatter? But so far it seems like with no major objectives on the horizon, Cloud Drake's up in 10, but no one's really posturing near it except blue team. Red team will just now walk in, but they're not bringing their full team with them yet. 2 people are back at base. Seems like now we'll just get to a state where we get to watch as nothing happens for a while longer. Graves is gonna try to push the support off. The set showstopper gonna come in and change the game, but he's gonna be put to sleep. Graves picks up his 6th kill. This is Graves in 4 words.
Graves with the Bjergsen cosplay.
The Bjergsen cosplay. Sitting was 4 words, but is he gonna cosplay Bjergsen enough that he actually loses this game? But here comes a Cannon Barrage. Oh, the bubble! Zoe is finally on the board. The 2nd champion in the entire team to get a kill. And Ezreal's back. He's fighting with a vengeance. Blue team secures the Drake and they kill off the monkey. Suddenly, they're actually winning a skirmish. They get a 2-for-1 advantageous trade and the dragon secured to boot. Zoe gets the beautiful bubble to catch out on the Leona, and then Monkey dies in the middle of the team fight. So now that's getting interesting. Blue team finds an advantageous fight and they actually try to pull it off. And this Graves so strong that the entire team just has to hug him and have him make their plays. So now it's up to red team to actually pull attention all over the map because they're stronger individually. They need to try to pull blue team apart. They can't let Graves be surrounded by 4 wards. They need to try to isolate players. They need to try to make picks and create numbers advantages. They definitely have the tools to do so. It seems like vision here will be secured. It's 2030, so Baron Nashor has spawned. But I don't think any team right now is strong enough to fight it. Ezreal's gonna sell his Doran's Blade to pick up the Trinity Force. So that's gonna be Muramana and Triforce complete. He's just power spiked so hard against the Ashe, who's sitting only on a Trinity Force and nothing else. This Ashe is still a champion going with 0 sustain, and this version of the Blade of the, with the Triforce build Ashe never picks Blade of the Rune King. From here, she will actually get Essence Reaver next into Runa's Hurricane. So you essentially forego lifesteal, and for a tree with no legend bloodlines, that seems really rough. And here comes the monkey. It's going to be caught out here. The Ashe is all the way onto the clone. He has to flash away, and Ashe Arrow will not find the mark. So the monkey makes it out. A very slow game so far. Just a reminder, last game, by this point, blue team was sitting on a 9,000 gold lead and just threw it all. But at least it was exciting. Seth's gonna be put to sleep here in the mid lane, just like me on the caster desk.
I'm already asleep. Give me blood.
My god. Why is this the final game? Why can't last game be the finals? But you know what? If it wins you the game, who cares if it's boring? But now the question is...
I care.
Right now the question is red team actually winning? Because after that last skirmish, I would question that assessment.
They're very close. I mean, they're ahead in towers.
The game has definitely... I think because it's been so passive, red team's actually bled out some momentum here. Like, sure, they still hold on to a lead, and sure, they can still probably win a fight if they tried, but they're definitely not sitting in a good position right now, just in terms of momentum, because they had a stranglehold on all 3 lanes, and then just kind of gave it up. And for a while now, blue team's just been free farming, and they certainly still have enough of the map that their free farm isn't necessarily losing the money in compared to their opponents. Gangplank's gonna get caught out here and killed off. But the cannon barrage is garbage. Yes, but he's just buying the rest of the team some time. Here comes the super fed Graves. Seth's gonna slam him back, but that's a suicide set. He's gonna die in the backline. Graves picks up yet another kill for himself. Ezreal, he might find something here. The WQ will not find anything. Zoe bubble lands on the Rumble. Rumble's gonna fall asleep.
Just like us.
Just like us. Are you sure Zoe didn't hit her bubble on us? Oh, Graves shows his face, and the Zen's Blade gonna connect down to him. He's gonna flash away. The True Shot Barrage barely chunks him out. The long distance bubble from the Zoe. She snipes out the monkey, and Graves' collateral damage not gonna find it. Like I said, red team's passive play is costing them. They are slowly bleeding their advantage away. They need to force objectives. They need to force the siege. They need to pull blue team apart. They had a really nice play with catching out the GP, but not every red team member was in position, and they allowed the Graves to rotate in before them, and that fight actually went in blue team's favor as well. So far the last few minor skirmishes actually in blue team's favor. So now red team's still waiting for that one play that blows the game open for them, but they're just not finding it. Drake is up in 5. If they secure this is Cloud Soul, so then they have some leverage over blue team. But Graves is quick to the draw. He's already here, no pun intended. Seth's gonna be caught out
going
yet
into
again
the
in the
bubble.
river. Facebreaker, Haymaker, not gonna find anything.
Oh,
Showstopper gets
misses.
him killed. This is like the 5th time we've
And
seen that
once again,
Showstopper. The Equalizer gonna land on the core, but the Zoe kills the Ezreal from super long range. The Ballista Zoe works every time. The 2 for nothing, which means this Drake goes.
I'm gonna
the
watch
way
a
of
replay
Blue.
of that. Hold on.
I too will watch a replay of that. Let's see how the Zoe actually finds that bubble onto the Ezreal. So we have here the teamfight breaking out. So this is like the 5th time now I've seen Seth just Showstopper and then die onto the Graves. It seems
Yeah,
like
right? Immediately.
it's like
Maybe
history
we should try to
repeats.
see it.
And the Zoe bubble, oh my god, that damage. It's just gonna delete the Ezreal. And then we start fast forwarding back to live. Blue team secures the Drake.
Yes.
Oh, Graves steals away the blue buff. That's at least something exciting. And now, not only has blue team tied up the gold, they're now ahead. And their kills are even. Ashe are gonna smack the Rumble in the face, but Rumble did secure a tower, but this is gonna be a very, very dead Rumble. They can't find the damage. Here comes the dive. Ashe is gonna cleanse away. The monkey is here. Collateral damage, not gonna finish off the Rumble, and now red team in full retreat mode. The AD carry just now arrives. Leona gets chunked out by the Zoe, killed off by the shotgun, and Ezreal has to try to find the Zoe here. The red buff burn is not enough. True Shot Barrage not gonna find it either. The Zoe is gonna make it out. So once again, blue team finds an advantageous skirmish. 1-0. Red team just can't make a fight happen. They're spaghettiing all over the floor, as it were.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Monkey is gonna try to find some kills now. Everybody is still farming. Ezreal is first to 200, well, first on his team to 200 CS, but this Graves is farming up a Storm. He's so strong now. I feel like red team is trying so hard to kill this Graves, when in reality they should be trying to kill everybody except the Graves. If they just pull blue team apart, they can win. But they're just not finding it. They're not finding that advantageous fight. And time again, blue team has got the upper hand on them. Not to mention, this jungle matchup is actually so lopsided. Oh, Leona! She's gonna walk into some trouble here. Graves gonna find an instant stun. The Solar Flare might buy her some time. The True Shot Barrage gets eaten by the Unbreakable. Glacial Fissure comes down. Graves finds the kill. Seth is in full retreat mode. Once again, oh no, Ezreal gets hit by a bubble. He's gonna cleanse it out. Then Zoe Ballista comes in. It's just gonna whiff. The Seth gets killed off by the Graves yet again. That's his 5th death this game. Ezreal has to try to run. His carries and tanks are dropping left and right. The Rumble might be the next victim. Braum's gonna come up. He's gonna apply some stacks. The Ballista from Zoe misses once again. The Zion's gonna try to buy the Rumble sometime. One more hit will stun him. He does get stunned, but there's no damage left. The bubble from long range finds it from behind. Rumble will drop. The Zoe might get caught out here. She does get shut down here by the Ezreal. And now the rest of the team fight is breaking out. Here comes the monkey. They try to lock down the Graves, but he's so strong. He kills the Ezreal. He's trying to get shut down by the monkey here. And now the monkey's in the 1v2. He needs to try to get out. The game plan crashes forward and secures the kill. Leona respawns, but she's the only survivor from red team. And blue team wins this team fight 5-2. They secure a tower.
The absolute madman.
This Graves is so strong. Like I said that blue team has to win, but blue team can only win.
I really doubted that the Graves could solo carry, but he's really pulling it off.
Yeah.
With some help from the Zoe.
I said that blue team needs to play through the Graves to win this game, and lo and behold, they're playing through the Graves to win the game. And silently, they built up such a substantial gold lead. The next fight is gonna break out here for sure over the Cloud Drake. They threw the kitchen sink at Graves last fight and finally killed him. but they cost them so
That was a
much.
1,000 gold shutdown, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. And even after that, he's still carrying 800 gold in his pockets for the next killer. And here comes the set. He's trying to start it up. The Solar Flare lands on the backline. He's trying to slow down the Zoe. The Zoe gets CC'd up, but the Graves still dealing so much damage. He's going unchecked. The Cyclone not gonna find the kill. One more Cyclone will do it. He's getting locked down. The Leona's diving on him. They find the shutdown. This Graves is finally dead. And now the teamfight breaks open. The Ezreal, fortunately still alive. He's here to convert the rest of the teamfight. The Zoe bubble lands from long range. They need to try to tank this. The Wukong will take the hit instead. And now the Zoe's location is known. Are they going to turn for the Drake or are they going to go for kills? They're going to turn for the Drake. The long range bubble, not going to find it again. Ezra has to be careful. His back is to the Zoe. If he gets sniped by the star, it could be bad. Zoe's trading blows against him. Flash forward. Ezra just barely escapes with his life. And red team secures the Drake. But blue team secures the turret and mid. Unless the Ashe, she's tanking tower shots. She needs the back. She can't stay here.
She can't.
Ezra's going to try to farm away blue buff for himself. And Zoe is certainly here to finish the job. Red team loses. They're mid lane tier 2. It's gonna be 5 turrets to 2 now. 5 turrets to 4 now. But the story that's not being told in that number is that a while ago this was 1 to 4. If momentum was ever a thing, and boy do I believe in momentum, it's not on red team's favor. Who knew sitting back and doing nothing for a really long time will make you lose momentum? Now 31 minutes.
Who knew you had to do stuff in order to win a game?
31 minutes now. This is certainly going to shape up to be the longest Clash game.
Are you sure the last one was? Oh, actually, yeah, definitely.
It's 31 minutes in. I don't think either team has actually broken the game open yet. They've just been taking minor advantages here and there. Like this one, this minor advantage where gameplay is going to get solo killed by the monkey. They'll both commit their ultimates here, but Gangplank's the one that ends up dead. Although I will say, Gangplank's ultimate at this stage in the game is so much less valuable than the Wukong ultimate. The Wukong ultimate is really the only thing they have to fully lock down the Graves. Ezreal gonna have to flash away from the enchanted crystal arrow here. Graves is not gonna find a pick on him. Blue team still content with stalling this out, because this Graves is getting way stronger than red team can handle, and if they drag this game out long enough, they might actually just win. I don't think red team is ever going to be capable of producing an answer to Graves if the rest of his teams gets really strong as well. Baron's gonna be the call. Hawkshot scouts this out. They were baiting, but now they might be the one being caught. The Graves just does so much damage. Instant shutdown onto the Ezreal. 2 shotguns and a bullet from Zoe is all it takes. And now Zoe sending the star forward. Graves gets a double kill. This is Baron for blue.
I just want to say, I haven't seen a single Ashe arrow hit the entire game. Have you?
You don't need to. Well, I saw one hit the wrong bow.
I've seen like 5 of them miss in a row.
You know what? You don't need to hit Ashe arrows. Like, Graves is your jungler. Oh, but here comes the equalizer. Graves does secure the Baron, but the teamfight is going to break open. They don't have Ezreal. They don't have Leona. They don't have the lockdown. Graves is in the back. Seth's trying to chase them down. They're going to find it. Zoe's talking stars from the outside. She's going to find 1. She's going to find 2. She's going to find 3. Triple kill for the Zoe. And Graves is just farming Krugs in the meantime because he's no longer needed. And now Zoe established herself fully as a second threat to this game. Riding high with Baron, they're gonna send a push down mid. Ezreal and Leona respawn, but can they do anything? Graves is so strong, you can just walk up to Ezreal and kill him. The bubble lands. Oh no, the Ezreal gets slapped. The Graves is gonna walk up. He wants the damage! That smoke screen just completely erases Ezreal from the face of the earth. And that's gonna be mid inhib down. It seems like your prediction of third may not be correct, but it's only gonna be 1 off. Because I don't see
forever one off.
I don't see how red team comes back from this. Even when they kill the Graves, they struggle to find leads. Because now they have to worry about the Zoe on top of that. Now this game might go into desperation mode for red team. Maybe they still have an out in the form of Cloud Soul, but Cloud Soul is not really an offensive Drake in the sense that it gives you damage. It's an offensive Drake in the sense that it helps you run at people. But this is no longer a team that wants to run at your enemies because Graves just destroy you as you enter. Like some sort of he himself is some sort of no man's land. Some deep entrenchment that red team just cannot walk through. Zoe bubble. Oh, this might be a cash out on 2. The set is so low. The Haymaker has to be popped early to stay alive. And the Graves finds a kill. The Wukong's in the middle. 4. He's going to be popped. Guardian Angel is going to respawn. Does he have the time to Cyclone? He's going to flash over and instantly kill the Blast Cone to send himself back over. The Graves is in the front line, but he kills off the Monkey with the shotgun. The Ezreal's in the back. He's separated from his tanks. He's going to run away. And red team going to lose their Drake. This is going to be definite soul point. A 7th elemental Drake will make his appearance in this game. But I don't think this game will last 5 more minutes at the rate this is going. The game breaking play has occurred a while back, and now red team is just in damage control. The enchanted crystal arrow of course is not going to hit, but the Ezreal has to run away from the red buff. Graves is going to take it away. Graves is full build, by the way. It's an exceptionally early full build. $27-20. Zoe bubble not gonna connect. The red team's base is wide open. It's been split down the middle. And it's bleeding out from this gaping hole. And now all Graves has to do is just shove his shotgun straight through it and pull the trigger. And the entire foundation collapses. This is it. This is the push. Solar Flare, desperate, engaged. Here comes the Equalizer. Here comes the CC. The lockdown goes onto the Graves. Once again, True Shot gets eaten by Unbreakable. Cyclone 2 will come through. The Showstopper slams the back, but the Graves is kiting back. He's already dropped 1. The Ash will die, and here comes the Graves. He's trying to run away. He does get out. The Unbreakable not gonna save him, but the Zoe is backdooring. She's ending the game. Ezreal's in the 1v1. Ezreal doesn't win the 1v1, and the split push, the game ends! EZW takes second, and blue team takes first off the back of a beautiful Graves play. My god, what a 1v9 performance we just witnessed. Just immaculate plays, really. I think we just saw something truly incredible from the Graves. Let's look at the damage bars here.
I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to the Zoe. I think she carried her weight pretty well.
Yeah,
I think she was a contributing member of the team.
I think she was definitely enabled by some really positive Graves plays as well. Because for a long time, her lane was not going that well. But this Graves, what a monster! 20 kills.
But she made some clutch assassins.
Getting 20 kills in one Clash game, pretty much unheard of. And he's definitely more than pulled his weight this game. So really a terrific shout out to him.
This guy's the best of the best.
Oh yeah, for sure. So with that, the coverage for Freljord Cup Day 2 is going to end. EZW drastically improves their placement from day 1. Which the footage is salvaged, but I just can't upload it for YouTube for some reason. Like it's physically not taking my upload. I don't know why. It's never happened before. But I hope this footage will at least make it up. I didn't lose any footage this time, so maybe that's the difference maker. But regardless, that's going to end the coverage of Freljord Cup. What's the next Clash, actually? When is the next Clash? I gotta prepare my voice for the next one. Oh, wait, there's a day 3 and 4. Are you kidding me? Oh, it's in May. Okay. The next Clash is going to be in May. That's actually really close to my birthday.
It is.
It is really close to my birthday, huh? That's at least something exciting. Well, we'll see you back in Freljord Cup days 3 and 4 in May.
Hell yeah.
Oh wait, you're here. Okay, never mind.
Hell yeah!
So before we end the coverage, then here's some post game interview questions for you. What were your general feelings in game 1?
Game 1. Oh, all I know is that we kept overstaying, but somehow winning the fight. And then before I just blinked, and we were 21-9. So
Yo,
There was a sequence of
don't
events in
forget
that
the
game where
the Vigar's positioning.
there was a
oh yeah,
period of
Vigar kept like caging me, and I just kept fucking him up while inside his cage. That was like the funniest thing.
there was a period of time where you guys won a team fight 5 for nothing, didn't reset, and then red team respawned and fought you again. And
Yeah,
lost again.
I was
5
actually
for
calling to
nothing.
back off there, but then
How does it feel beating a team twice without resetting?
it was we attributed to them having Vigar and Sivir, who were weak as shit and didn't scale. And we had like Galio, Mordekaiser, Ezreal, Leona, or no, Senna, Jhin. So we're like, oh.
Yeah, so there was a similar draft in game 2, but in game 2, for a great deal of the game, you were getting absolutely destroyed until really weird plays started happening on blue team. Like they were diving between 2 turrets with no minions. Kai'Sa
I was just showing them ADC diff.
Ah, yes. Kai'Sa just randomly burrowing
The
summoners
classic.
left and right. And
Yeah,
there was a point in the game where the game definitely started to turn when
Andy, you didn't see though. Andy didn't see the Kai'Sa used flash heal right before the Dragon Soul fight. Just
You didn't see
we
that.
don't know why.
yeah.
Yeah, it was just in
That
bot lane.
actually
What do you
includes
think?
more
Just randomly in bot lane. Just in.
Like
We think she was trolling because her mental was on tilt.
I saw she was trolling because like, oh, I'm winning so hard, I'm just gonna use all my summoners. But Mo saw that and his first instinct was like, oh, she's typing.
No. She's no. That's not what I said. She's salty. That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
She's
I could see
flaming.
that.
And she got so mad that she was like, "I'm gonna use both summoners." That happens. Toxic people do that.
You know, my question to that was like, what the hell was she salty about? Because they were winning so hard, and
Because
that
they
was like,
they got stole. The Baron got.
yeah, but like they stole Baron, but they were still winning. I was like, I don't think you get salty off that in Clash, and then it turns out like maybe they were that salty.
That was pretty funny.
So then, here's a question that you might not like. Game 3, what did the Graves
was
do
that?
to you?
Okay, I have 2 things to say about the last game. I was gonna say, first one is 200 years of experience
Okay.
in fucking Zoe. Why is Zoe a champion?
Okay.
Second thing is that Ashe is so lucky. So she went Triforce build.
Okay. Not
That's
only Triforce.
basic.
So I was commenting on it. Hail of Blades plus.
Yeah, that's the build. That's the build. It's Hail Blades, Approach Velocity, Ultimate Hunter, and Trinity Force.
Yeah, you run that, but this is a 0 sustain Ashe build, which I
Doesn't matter. Her arrow, they got 4 Cloud Drakes, was on a 17-second cooldown. Just so you know.
Right.
17 seconds.
Right.
Ashe arrow. What the fuck?
Okay.
So I don't know if you noticed, when we were like around one of like the last few fights, I got arrowed, I dodged it. 10 seconds, like 15 seconds later, the arrow came flying by me again. I was like, what the fuck?
I see. Okay, so
Yeah.
there's
She was
the.
building right then.
She got lucky. She got 4 Cloud Drakes, but yeah.
Oh, the Codrakes too.
I think
Yeah.
like 4 times in a row, Seth just ulted the Graves and died.
Yeah, our set was having a bad game, but
It was definitely not the best performance from the Seth jungle, which is a shame because we've seen the Seth jungle pop off so many times. But overall, you secure second. So are you happy with the placement?
oh, we were happy we shut down those liberals,
Yeah. You don't even mean
liberals,
the
dude.
people, the toxic people,
the
man.
toxics, but dude.
At least you get the Cathartic victory, I guess.
Dude, we were like shitting on them in post-game lobby, and like as we were running it down mid, we were like, "Ha! You imagine having an ego and being gold."
Wow.
That was
Wow.
that was pretty sick.
The mental warfare.
So I guess.
Oh, and the best part was when we noticed they forfeited their the game right after that because they were so tilted.
That's exciting, I guess. So I guess the final question that everyone's anticipating. Freljord Cup continues on May 9th and May 10th. Will you be attending?
Of course.
All right. We'll look forward to seeing you there. But for now, that's gonna end the clutch.
Stay in quarantine, kids.
Stay in quarantine. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't give people
Just
hugs.
touch everything else. Yes.
All right. We'll see you in the next clash.